see it now.
Yeah.
We are marching. 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 We are marching.
I just have like a loop going. I just have like a loop going.
Why is that happening? We live?
You guys hearing that too?
We live?
You guys hearing that too?
Yeah, I hear the loop. Yeah, I hear the loop. Yeah, I hear the loop.
Oh, okay. Okay, it stopped. Okay, it stopped.
No,
No,
it
it
didn't.
Oh,
No,
well,
it's my fault. It's my fault. It should be fixed now.
this feels like a
Fucking
Wave
Alan.
Potter live stream all of a sudden. Ba-da-da-dum. There you are.
Anybody gonna do the intro?
I was waiting for Ryan. I thought Ryan
I thought it was going to come through on our thing here.
Yeah, I didn't hear
Oh
you.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you're right.
Welcome to the Gaijin Guys podcast, where, where's my notes? There it is. Welcome to the Gaijin Guys podcast, where we talk about Japanese music news, amongst other music newses. We'll talk about whatever we want, really. Today, we're discussing a new BAND-MAID song, Nick Nocturnal Metal Awards, and Kiss going full Hatsune Miku, and stupid foreign streamers in Japan.
Hmm.
As
I like all
usual,
those things.
Kiss
Yeah.
going full Hatsune Miku. What?
we are sponsored by ourselves. Your support on Patreon helps us keep this thing going. Check out our merch and join our newsletter for updates when we post music news. Links in the description below, but I think you already know that. Guys, how were the weeks? We're gonna start with Champ.
Shocker. Last night I did something.
What?
Was it illegal?
I
course it was.
cannot answer that question.
Well, you kinda did.
legally speaking.
You kind of did.
He did something, but he can't tell us what it is.
He answered it. Good job.
Thank you, Wave. He put that very well. Yeah, last night was our annual Shanksgiving party, which is
Shanksgiving.
Shanksgiving. I do not know where the word came from, actually. I should have probably asked. Maybe somebody got shanked at the first one. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's our Friendsgiving, right? And it's just what we call it. We have a Friendsgiving party every year. So we had 50 people over here last night. And let's just say that I have several friends that like to make deals and provide stuff for other people.
Drug deals?
No, why would you say that? That's illegal.
You're
I would
being
never
cryptic, man.
say that.
Ryan's
all we
idea
know-
of Champ's life is just
All we know
so
is
dark.
that they have stuff and sometimes they give it to other people.
Oh,
And
okay.
sometimes those people give them money for it. And so we have like a traveling person.
They're store owners.
Yeah, except that they travel like merchants, like back in the
Ah.
old days, And we had one come over last night. It was a grand old time. There was pretty much everybody that came over brought food. So we had like 12 trays of food, which was crazy. We had a 32-pound turkey, which was also crazy.
Jesus.
And then we also had pounds of other stuff and then alcohol. And it was a good time, man. It was a good night. I don't do this stuff often anymore now.
Did you have any kilos of anything?
Fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks, chat.
Yeah, actually, I wish I could say yes to that question. Unfortunately, I cannot.
What did Champ have pounds of at his
Pounds
Stuffing.
of fun. Pounds of fun.
Pounds of fun.
But it was a good time. I don't do this stuff often. I'm kind of old now, or at least I feel it in my body.
I was shocked that you were a part of a get together with 50 plus people. That's what I was Talk about.
Yeah, Cynical B says so. Normal Jersey stuff. Yeah, pretty much. That was my every weekend in my 20s. But yeah, no, I only really participated because it was at my house, and what the hell was I going to do?
You can't leave your house. You're
I
screwed.
can't
You
run
gotta-
away. Yeah, there's nowhere to
you
go.
gotta
I
be a
couldn't
part of
hide.
it.
I actually, when the first people showed up, my door was locked. I was in my room, and after getting a couple knocks and me adamantly ignoring them, I started getting text messages. So I was like, oh fuck, okay.
Wow.
All right, I guess I got to leave the house or leave the room at least and walk into the other part of the house. So, yeah, smoked way too many cigarettes. I'll say that though. I try not to smoke cigarettes anymore. And when there's all these people smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol and stuff like that, and then eating all of this turkey, and it's like the only thing you want is a fucking cigarette, man. So, so outside of my chest hurting and my head hurting, and I'm still in a great mood, honestly, from last night. I'm like, you know, I didn't even get that much. You know, when you don't get that much sleep, but it's okay. You know, like sometimes you don't get enough sleep and it's awful. It ruins your whole day.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're just fine. You wake up the next morning, you're like, oh man, I'm still in a great mood. Like as if like last night didn't stop happening yet.
The
That's how I feel.
socialization just charged you right up.
Usually what
Yeah,
that
maybe.
means for me is the afternoon is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
I'm still
Yeah.
feeling good in the morning. It's still
Right.
at worst. It's like, oh my God, I'm never going to do that again.
It's that 2 o'clock nap time zone. It's
Right.
2:07 right now. Man, this is gonna be a rough podcast. At some
I
point,
will say,
think, but-
for the first time ever, Champ was the first person on Zoom today.
Yeah, man. You seem like
He
you're in
was
a
like
good mood.
ready to go.
I'll give him some more credit. He was on time last week too. He was
Oh,
like
sorry.
first to, yeah.
yeah, baby. It's all a gimmick, guys. It's all a gimmick.
These motherfucker's always on time. He just waits to come in.
That actually does
He
happen.
wants to
quite a
be
bit.
fashionably late.
I'll be
Champ, like,
sitting
looks-
there and they'll be like, "Why aren't you in Zoom?" And I'll be like, "I'm just sitting
He's
in
like,
in Discord, bro." I'm like,
He's
"What do
like,
you
I'm
want?"
here already, and we're like, you're not in the actual Zoom call though.
Just want to make sure you guys know I have other
If-
things I could be doing.
dude. If I learned anything
I'm
from
here
when
because
I
I
was
want to
like,
be, not because you told me to be.
if I learned anything from when I was 19, it's that you're cooler if you show up late, and that's just how it is, man. So
It's
I gotta do
true.
what anyway, but that's
That
pretty much
explains
it.
all my
This was a
problems. Got it.
long work week for me. You know, we're at the end of
Yeah.
the year, so it's like trying to build up money to buy Christmas presents and all that stuff. So it was work all week, but then party on the weekend, which is how it really should be, right?
I can't do
Yeah.
that anymore. I had to go to bed by 9.
That's rough.
Even last night, I was like, it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to bed. But instead, I spent all the morning playing with technical difficulties.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, you were
Shows-
really cool today.
Yeah, I was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, super cool. Alan was definitely the coolest kid at the ball.
Right.
Well, I'm done. That's my week.
Okay.
Somebody else go.
Sounds good, man. Wave, have you had enough time to think about what you did?
Gonna be honest, I didn't even think about thinking about it. Basically, just trying to survive right now. with the
There's a
newborn.
baby, and that's all that matters.
He's
Yeah.
going kind of nutso right now, and I
Hmm.
feel really bad for Rosie in the other room. Like
Oh, no.
she's like trying to get stuff done, but also every time she walks away, he goes crazy. So
Guys, you're still trying to get stuff done?
I know
You
you
need to
can't
just-
stop Rosie, dude. She needs to get stuff done,
Wow.
but that's pretty much been it. Yeah.
That's understandable. I understand that. All right, Alan.
Man,
No
Yes.
drama with you, I imagine, right? Everything went smoothly all week, and
yeah, actually, yesterday went really smooth. I was actually prepared for a recording session, instead of doing everything at last minute. So I got everything prepared with my new Mackie, so I was pretty happy. Just recorded drums for 2 new songs, and it came out really fucking good. So I'm gonna be mixing that later today. I'm pretty excited about it.
Nice.
Just working on the music, just it's like you're always learning something with this industry, as I found out this morning. I'm excited about the new updates for like the Mac stuff, and I could go too deep in it, but they changed the audio routing on the Macs and stuff for better. It's like a better thing, so I'm pretty happy about it. And also, it makes our lives easier when we meet up in person next time when we do a 4-person podcast. So less equipment, less hassle, which is good. But it's not helpful when it happens before a podcast, and you got to relearn everything. But yeah, just writing of the music was really good. We got all the drums done and stuff for the band, and that's pretty much what we focus on. That's what I focused on all week. Just doing that and trying to do reactions and stay afloat. We did forgot I already forgot what I did. I had a whole plan and it went out the window this morning. So yeah, I did reactions. That's all I did. So I don't remember what I did, but I did something. I did more of the Avenged Sevenfold, did the Nick Nocturnal Awards thing. That was fun. Discovered some new bands, which was cool. Orbit Culture was one of them. Really enjoyed the hell out of them.
Yeah, they're good, man.
Yeah, I'm super excited to share that reaction with people. Tank to Tech rated us, and a bunch of his fans were really awesome. They stayed with us for the stream and requested
Nice.
badass songs. And yeah, I got turned on some metal that is outside of Japan. Swedish metal, of course, is always going to be good for the
Yeah.
most part, and Orbit Culture is
Always.
one of them, and I absolutely love them. So I can't wait to dive more into that. So
Dude.
yeah, just like and another good a highlight of my week. I told you guys because I was so excited about it. So I did a reaction to Architects, and I haven't really listened to Architects that much. Not at all, actually. I might have heard one on a live stream, but anyways, the point is I never heard Architects. Everyone's like, you live under a rock. They're like they're original people that did the Black or whatever. And I'm like, I know, I don't know a lot of metal. I'm like, I never said I was a metalhead. A lot of people assume I am.
The black?
Yeah, like the Black thing. And
Oh, okay.
I guess they're like the inventors of it. I didn't know that.
Nice.
I just saw that a bunch of reactors were doing it. I'm like, fuck it. Let me jump on the bandwagon. Let me react to Architects. I ended up being like blown away and surprised. It was fucking amazing. But the cool thing that I loved about this reaction is that, we follow Japanese metal more closely. And that's now my new reference point I learned over this past week. Meaning, when I was doing this reaction, I was listening to it, I'm like, oh, this reminds me of Nemophila. And I was like, that's so crazy that I said that out loud because before we would always say a different reference to like
Yeah,
a
this
new
Japanese
metal.
band reminds me of
Yeah, we
an
would always
American
say
band.
exactly. So I thought that was pretty cool. Like I know it's a weird thing to think that's cool, but I thought it was. I was like, because I mentioned them at Phila Dissension about that Architect song sounding like it. And somebody in the comments was like, I had to go look up Nemophila, and he's like, oh my God, I'm fucking obsessed. And I'm like, well, that's
Awesome.
great.
Hell yeah, man. That
I was
works.
like, that's cool. So that was like my highlight of the week.
Mm.
Realizing that I'm now referencing when I listen to other bands in other countries. Now that's in my repertoire, Now I have other
Mhm.
reference points other than new metal or whatever I listened to growing up or stuff like that. So now I have other references, which is really cool, I thought.
Nice.
Right, we don't have to say everything reminds us of Limp Bizkit anymore.
Yeah.
Oh no, you brought it back.
Every
yeah,
week,
what we
baby.
could-
Every week I'm
oh,
gonna.
man.
So yeah, but if you guys want to check it out, Architects Seeing Red, check it out and you'll see what I mean by the Nemophil Dissension kind of comparison. Like you'll hear right away. They do this chant like group vocals that was really reminiscing of
The
that.
champ chant.
So
I was like, this is cool.
So how many Architects fans are going, what? They did it first. They don't remind you of anything.
Well, they can't say that because I'm referring to the melodic parts of the new Architects song. And apparently older Architects is heavy as fuck. And they never did that.
How old
Oh,
are
right
they?
on.
They've been around for like decades.
They've been
They've
around
been
for a
around a while.
while. Yeah.
Yeah.
10 plus years.
Yeah,
But
I've never
anyway,
heard of them.
I'm really excited about checking them out. Champ, I think you'd absolutely love them. Go ahead and give their newest song a listen. I think you'd enjoy the hell out of it.
You got it, bud. You mentioned Avenged Sevenfold earlier too, and I just want to say one of the songs that one of you guys had us listen to seriously reminded me of an Avenged Sevenfold song. I don't know if anybody else got that.
Was it Ryan's song?
It sure was.
Okay, I was like, what does this remind me of?
It reminds you of Unholy Confessions by Avenged Sevenfold. Like specifically that song.
Oh, one of the songs from today?
Yeah. Well, that we'll talk about later.
Right
I just wanted to throw that in there. Yeah, we all listened to some songs that we requested from each other. We're going to be talking about them later.
Oh, by the way, we're going to talk, I'm pretty sure. Guys, I'm so behind. I didn't get a chance to look at our whole news setup for today, but I'm sure we're talking about the Nemophila song coming out too, right? Earlier today. I did check that out finally. And that was
Another new song?
Huh?
Today?
no, from last week. I didn't check it out yet.
Oh,
I checked it
yeah.
out today. I really enjoy it. Separated the tracks and it was fucking awesome. I have that reaction. You guys should check it out. Is there some cool things underneath that I think a lot of people miss with like drum fills and my vocals? I think it was really good. Good song.
Sweet.
The one that
Oh,
everyone
I don't
says
think-
sounded like Marilyn Manson.
I haven't
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
it yet.
Okay. That one.
Anyways, that was my week.
All right.
Go.
What did I do?
What did you do, bro?
I did live streams. Heard a lot of new music. These live streams are going great, man. People are
Sweet.
bringing up all sorts of cool music. I've reached out to the few of the new bands, even a country band from Mississippi, and he's like, yeah, dude. He goes, I said, I'd love to have a talk. I was like, it'll be easy when you speak English. It'll be a lot easier. He's like, well, for Mississippi, I think what we speak is English. It should be all right.
Oh, nice.
And I reached out to Nakameshi, who we're going to talk about later, and they're willing to answer some questions too. So it's really cool, dude. It's a pretty small bands, and trying to get some eyes on them. That's what I want to do.
Cool, man.
Yeah, I think that's live streams, and I guess that's about it. I think I learned some music. Oh, I broke down daydreaming. I put a poll up, and people wanted me to learn that and the vocals, which I'm gonna do. But I went through the song and did like a Ryan Learns video and like went through the different rhythm parts and all the little stuff that Konami's doing. And it's weird because that song is a lot simpler than it seems, just with all the textures going on with the delay and all that stuff. What's being played is pretty simple. But as usual, stringing all that together is what makes it complicated. But it's really, I mean, it's already a perfect song, and I just appreciate it even more now.
Which song was that?
Daydreaming by BAND-MAID.
When you learn a song, I think it really. Ryan and I were talking earlier this week. We were talking about learning music, and I did the thing that Ryan did in the past, where I was learning some older songs because I've been obsessed with Rocksmith lately, because it's so fun, and it got me back into playing. And I was talking about some older songs with him. I'm like, I was checking out Bush by Machine Head by Bush, and I'm like, oh my god, there's so much in this song I never realized.
Dude, it seems like such. I remember it as just a really simple song, but yeah, now we will look at it differently with all this listening we put in.
Yeah, so you learning daydreaming, like we already have our appreciation for BAND-MAID's music. Learning it is a whole other thing. Like Warning by BAND-MAID, holy fuck.
Yeah, I don't even want
to. It's just a good example of one that I've been learning, and it's just a pain. Like you said, daydreaming, not a pain, but like you realize how complicated it is and how hard it is to actually follow those rhythm patterns that Konami's doing.
Yeah, dude. You can learn each of her parts. You learn them individually. It's not that bad. Well, that's a neat little thing. That's a neat little motif. And it's like, oh, I have to go from one to the other. And one's here, and one is here and here. You got to fucking hit it like a sniper is how she moves around. It's like bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, because the thing actually most complicated for me is the octave chord changes, where she changes the chords. Like that's the part I'm like, what? Like it's really foreign. Eric and I were just like heads were just racking when we're trying to play it together. Warning, we're just like, what the fuck?
And almost if you're just listening to it and you figured out, okay, I can do this, then you see her do it. She's doing it like a different way, a more difficult way, but it sounds better. So you have to do it that way.
Yep. Exactly.
That's awesome. Okay. There's our weeks, yeah. I guess we'll move on to what?
Well, what's a story you want to talk about the most, Ryan?
Kiss going full Hatsune Miku.
Okay.
Not really. I want to talk about BAND-MAID, but we should make people wait before they,
I kind of want to talk about Kiss, honestly.
Okay, so I caught this morning. Actually, last night, Kiss played their very last show. They're not going to play any more shows. It's their big end show. They're going to retire.
Liars.
And then at the end of the show, the screen comes up and there's 4 silhouettes of the members, and it's like, "Welcome to the new era of Kiss, and you have made us immortal." And then a bunch of avatars sang their last song.
No.
So that's what they're going to do. They're just going to put on shows with video of them playing, and it's not even that. It's like video game cutscene. Avatars.
Right?
Did they get this idea from Koba Metal?
Dude, that's why I'm bringing it up. I mean, because we've seen Japan's been doing this with multiple artists for a while at least, and I can see them be like, okay, yeah, we can do that, and then we can keep moving on. But I'm just, the big cash grab is upon us. There's enough money for Gene and Paul, and also fuck Ace Frehley and fuck Peter Criss, because their images are up there. But
I mean, they've been practicing this for years. They've been marketing.
Yeah, is it really that different? I don't think they've been playing their instruments for
I guess
years
that's
anyway.
the clever part of them being in makeup is like anyone could take on those roles pretty much.
Yeah, but I mean, and who I was watching. I heard about it last night, and Ola England was covering it. I was watching his Sunday with Ola today, and he's talking about it, and he's, is anybody going to go? And I'm like, yeah, dude, people are going to go.
Oh
'Cause,
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I guess the plus is you don't have to like you don't have to see their painted old faces. It'll be like good looking.
There's young Kiss,
Holograms.
there's young Kiss fans too. You know, like we
Yeah.
had Imagination on the channel, and she's a huge Kiss fan, and she's in her early 20s, and I was like, that's crazy that Kiss is still reaching younger generations like that.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Yeah, I'd like to ask her why.
I know, me too. I
Right.
was like, I totally
Listen to the
missed the Kiss
podcast and you'll
train.
find out more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that appeal to us about a lot of bands we check out that it's what they've been doing for decades. They literally have. They got costumes and they look
Yeah.
fucking weird and they're playing shit that's easy to digest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm a fan
So
of the gimmickry, and I think that they have some good tracks. You know, I've listened to quite a bit of Kiss in my day, but like, I feel like they were known even from like their inception as sort of like the what would you call it? Like, I don't want to say sellout, but they're almost more about marketing than music.
Yes,
And
gratuitous marketing.
yeah,
Think how different it would be if they were like just really cool people that people really wanted to talk to. You know what I mean? It'd be such. I'd still love them, but I used to like them, and now the older they got, the more just impossible they were for me to like just
By the-
like know about them, dude. It's like, you're just gross.
I went to go look up how long Kiss has been together. Apparently, you have to be specific in the search because I got research from May 2023 found texts from ancient people in Mesopotamia that indicate that kissing was well established. It's 4,500 years ago. I'm like, oh, I guess I gotta put band in there.
Yeah.
But the thing
Wow.
that baffles me is how were ancient people texting? Oh, they probably meant text.
Ancient texts.
Ancient text.
Text was, a thing before phones and fucking email, Alan.
But I love the idea that there's like an ancient way to text message each other.
Yeah, you
Like-
hammered it into a
Like
stone and threw
yeah,
it.
they take a tablet, hammer it in, leave it in somebody's
But
under
The guy's
the
like, why didn't
tree.
you just tell me? It would have been a lot easier.
they formed in 1973, by the way. That's the real answer.
Yep,
Yeah.
73.
So they've been around for like 50 years, right?
Yeah.
Like and which is that's exactly 50 years actually. Which is
Wow.
good for
Yeah.
them, man. They've done their thing, right? And they've
Yeah.
definitely like carved out a piece of musical history, like in an area that only they belong in, and literally only them, because nobody else has ever done this, what they're doing, which is like just hardcore marketing and promotional strategies around the band with pretty okay catchy music, where I think that like they've done it without people like getting on their back
For
for
the
it.
time period, it's more. I think it's more than just okay catchy. I think it was just really good, well written, catchy music. For
Oh, hell
people
yeah,
to listen
dude.
to.
Yeah.
It helps sell all those things. You have to
Although-
like the music before you.
Those
follow.
50 years, there was a good 15 years where they produced some pretty decent music.
Yeah.
Remember when they took their makeup off?
Oh, yeah, that was great.
That was the best.
It went glam. You had Gene Simmons wearing like pink and purple fucking spandex trying to
Wasn't
look tough.
everyone asking him to put it back on?
Yeah,
Yes.
quit it.
Yeah, they were like, this is awful. Please don't
Put it
do that
back
again.
That's like if
We
I
promise
like,
we'll watch you for the next 40 years. Please
if
put
I
your
did a
makeup
hot
back on.
tub stream, like
What?
like it has the same appeal, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I
Then
feel
they tried
like
to go grunge.
so when you say that they're going like Hatsune Miku, right? Are they so obviously they're doing the Avatar thing, right? Are
Yeah.
they going to be not recording their own
Dude, I don't even know,
music
'cause
anymore?
The song they played, I'm like, that doesn't sound like it sounded like it didn't sound like it was them singing. I don't know. I don't know that much. I just know like there's avatars on screen and it's going to be performing.
Mm.
I guess
Yeah.
ABBA's been doing that for a while too, like having concerts like that. Remember ABBA,
Yeah.
Swedish band?
So this kind of goes into that whole thing, like, okay, so like what I don't want to move it too far ahead, but like what happens 50 years from now? They're all gone, right? Are they gonna keep is this still gonna exist, do you think?
AI,
Like,
dude.
Yes. AI.
It's
Hell
gonna
yeah.
be like a theme park. Go there and
man.
see Kiss holograms.
All their kids are gonna keep it running, probably.
it's crazy. It's crazy that that's allowed, but I understand why it's allowed, but I don't like that it's allowed, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, this title.
If there was a band that would put it in their contracts, like after we die, you have permission, just so the money goes to like put more stuff on my headstone or some shit.
Right. So what? But like, what does this mean though for like everything, right? Because like, if they could just do this, what's stopping other bands
Nothing.
from just like recording their stuff AI style?
Or nothing, or
pride.
pride.
Maybe they're
Self-respect.
doing it already and you don't know. Maybe they're
Oh,
already
shit.
doing it.
I mean, this aligns with like a lot of visions of the future people had. It's like holograms, entertaining people. If it's holograms of people who used to be really big, famous hits,
At least it's with their consent. It's not they're dead already and they bring him back like they did Tupac.
Yeah.
I mean, of all the bands that would do this, yes, I figured Kiss would do something like this. I'm not that surprised.
Yeah, I mean, either.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I wouldn't get too much on their case about it. You know what I mean? Because
No.
this is exactly what they've always been about, right? Like this is
Oh,
just
yeah.
the next natural step. But I don't love the idea of that it like opening a door for other bands to be like, like I don't want to hear Led Zeppelin in 40 years putting out new original music. You know
Right.
what I
And
mean?
yeah, I don't even know that's going to be like new music. It's just shows.
there a band
It
already
could be
doing
just
that for
shows
them?
like Pink Floyd. You can go see a laser show with Pink Floyd music, and there's no band members or even pictures there. It's just laser music, laser show.
True. It is like,
So-
where do you draw that line,
And
right?
people fill arenas with that shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Is it?
But that's them.
This is just a
Wild,
light
right?
show.
But that's
Essentially.
like Pink Floyd, a recording that they made a
Yeah,
long time ago that's being played versus like
Yeah.
somebody using an AI generated.
Dude,
blah,
anything
blah,
about
blah.
AI is just pure speculation. I didn't say anything about that.
Yeah.
It could be their original music being played. I don't fucking know.
I
So
can't
that-
believe how long we were talking about Kiss.
I think it's going to be similar to the laser show that Pink Floyd used to, because I remember they used to do it in New York and Watkins Glen, and they would have these laser shows in like the waterfalls and stuff. It was pretty badass, actually. It's the same thing to me. Like if they're just going to do the holograms and just have the original music playing in the back, that's what I'm assuming they're going to do. I thought they're going to do some weird AI thing or whatever.
If that's
I
what
wanna
they
hear-
do.
All I want to hear is AI Kiss.
I mean, if what you just
might
said,
be
Alan,
better.
is what
It's
they
gonna
do,
be.
that's whatever, right? Because it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they're just playing the recordings. As long as everybody knows that's
Yeah.
buying a ticket, going in, you're just gonna be hearing the recorded versions of
Yeah.
those songs that you hear on the albums or whatever. I just want it to be out there. I want people to know that that's what's happening, rather
Well,
than
Matt,
being
you should
like
be
expecting.
skeptical anyways, though. If you go to one of these shows and you're like, "Oh, those are the real people," but they're only showing the holograms. I mean, I think you should
Well,
know that they're not the real people.
They're
hopefully.
kind of the perfect band to do this. They've had these characters they've been playing forever, so it doesn't have to
Yeah.
look. It can just be.
Yeah.
It's the character. Like,
Yeah.
Ola, he's like, "Do you think Metallica would do this?" It's like, I kind of don't know. But
Yeah,
at
that's
least it
the
wouldn't be,
problem,
like,
they
trying to be
might.
a real person. Yeah, at least they're straight up characters anyway. So
Yeah,
fuck
that's
it, man.
what
Good on you,
would like
Kiss.
help
that
keep
money.
it from getting into the uncanny valley is the fact
Kiss-
that they're characters.
Kiss has accumulated over $1 billion in sales over the past 50 years.
Not enough. Not enough. All right, Kiss. Whatever. Get him out of here.
I mean,
Poor Ace Frehley and Peter Chris are like. "Ugh."
I do
You know,
want to
Ace
just
is
say,
God
like,
damn it.
I give him a
What?
lot of credit in the sense that like this is not something that like you can't go do live shows forever. And I almost feel like this might be like the type of thing that like might be a good idea for Ozzy, like going forward too, where it's like you can have, like
Maybe.
at some point you're just not your body won't physically allow you to tour anymore.
Yeah,
So it's
he's there already, man.
yeah,
They're like
exactly.
20 years ago.
Yeah,
he just
except that he
refused to
keeps
fucking
going
stop.
anyway.
Hey, I
know?
saw them live at Aftershock and they kill it. I was surprised. I mean, they're still flying over on zip lines and shit. I'm like, God damn. And they're
Who?
that old doing that shit. Kiss.
Kiss.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit. When I saw them at Aftershock, I was impressed. They were good. They
Because
were
it
good.
wasn't them. It was other people under the masks.
Yeah.
You
That's
just couldn't
hilarious.
I
tell.
mean, I would go to another Kiss concert, honestly. If somebody got me a ticket, I would go.
I'm
Oh.
not surprised by that. They probably
Let 'em
have an
go.
awesome live show. Like that's what their
Yeah, they do.
focus is, right?
Yeah. And
I've
it's
seen
good.
him.
I give them credit.
Indiana State Fair.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Cool. All right. So Kiss is gonna live forever, is what we've
Okay,
established.
yes.
Yeah.
Kiss is living forever, and they learned it from Japanese YouTubers. Good job.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There we go. That's fucking news. Anyway, new BAND-MAID song on the way.
Yes,
New song "Protect You" will be the ending theme song for the TV anime Grandizer You in 2024. Glay has the opening theme song, but BAND-MAID's new song is the one I care about.
So this is
Dude.
not one of the songs that they played out live, right?
No,
Or is
this
it?
is a new one.
Brand new one.
And
Okay.
there is a video. They got a video that samples the song about what 24 seconds. Decent chunk of the
Yeah.
song.
And you get to hear the chorus hook sing along part.
Yeah.
We
To
got
me,
it
it
here.
sounds pretty cool, man. It sounds different. Got a good hook to it.
Oh shit, I didn't listen
Heck
to
yeah.
that. Somebody link that shit over here. I want to hear it.
For
There's
me,
literally a link in our Discord.
it sounds good. It just sounds good. I don't know. Maybe I'm
You're
starting
one
to
of those
crave.
guys.
I'm craving newer. I'm like a new song. It sounds like a bunch of other BAND-MAID songs. I don't know. Like I can't help but be like, I've heard these melodies a lot from them already. I can't pinpoint it, but because it's like a mix of them. And obviously, they're gonna end up doing that, right? When you have so many songs in your catalog, it's bound to happen unless you do some drastic genre
That's funny
changes.
because I'm like, well, this is a lot different than their normal shit. People are going to worry they're going to go a different direction, but you think it's the same thing they've been doing.
Yeah, the melodies sound very familiar. Like it sounds like BAND-MAID, but it's definitely not a favorite when I first heard the chunk that I did hear. It just sounds like a good song. It's a good song. I do wonder if like because you said it sounds different. What makes it sound different than their previous catalog?
The notes they use, I don't know, it just sounds different. The vocal melodies, really, it just sounds, I don't know, man.
I need it
I
without
mean,
the
didn't
voice
remind me of
acting.
anything. I just fucking thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just kind of, it wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Guys, give it a listen and check it out. Paul says the video already has 250,000 views, just over 10 hours. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. So, good for them. More times anime. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
dude.
the more animes they do, the better. Once one of those blow up, it's going to be really good for them. I think just like what happened with the other previous bands like Sim and Maximum Hormone and what Lisa has done so many anime openings. So if they
Mhm.
hit one of those big ones, it's going to really send them out of the park. 'Cause
Right.
once you're in with the anime crowd, you you got a huge following coming along.
That would be sweet
Sure.
if like one of the already huge animes had them do a song for a new season.
And I think it
Like,
takes a bit for them to get on those popular songs, right? Or popular animes, because I think a lot of other bands do like other animes before they get those huger ones.
oh, sweet.
I think I don't know.
Oh, this isn't the first time that they've done this, right? Like they've done a couple of them now.
Yeah.
It's the third
A
one.
few of the end ones.
Like you
Yeah.
said before, Sense, Shambles, and now this, right?
Yeah. Kengan Ashura was the end song. Shambles was that was the one for that. Sense was the opener, wasn't it? Or no, that was the ending theme song too.
La 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 la.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like I understand what Alan is saying in that like it sounds like BAND-MAID. Like it does sound like BAND-MAID. Like I wouldn't have thought that it was anybody else. I will say that like there's that la 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 part is something that I can't think of. Like they do onomatopoeia in their songs, but
Yeah.
not in that speed. Like in that sort of like percussive nature. They don't really use it for that. They use it for other stuff a lot of the time for background or just to replace
Rather than a focus.
words. Yeah,
That's what I was
exactly.
thinking too.
And this was like so they had a post chorus also. So like the la 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 is the post chorus. They don't do a lot of post choruses. A lot of the time when they come out of a chorus, it goes into like maybe the intro riff again or something like that, or the second verse.
It's kind of like the hunky dory day thing.
Yeah,
Almost,
yeah.
but
It's got
different.
a bit of that. It's got a bit of that. But I would say that it sounds like BAND-MAID. You wouldn't think that it's anybody else, but I do think that they're doing, even in just in that like 30-second clip, I do think they were doing some stuff that was a little bit different. Also, do you think that the sounds in the beginning, like that slow stuff with the like xylophone sounding thing, do you think that's part of the song, or you think that's just something totally separated from it?
I think that was the anime
Yeah, I
video.
think it
Like,
was anime.
Okay, I was wondering because it went right from one to another without the break there or anything like that. Sounds cool. I want to hear the rest of the song though. The bridge, most importantly.
that bridge better be good. So, Different and Glory were also anime
Yeah.
songs. Cool.
Yep. They come out as singles. I always forget because I never associated them with the anime. I always heard them as their own songs. So I always forget.
Same here.
I didn't know they were animes either. Glory, I
Yeah.
did not know.
Yeah,
I didn't
that a
even
lot.
realize that.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about the Don Winery theme. That was sick.
Well, yeah, that was awesome too.
I gotta throw that on my playlist.
That was for
I forgot
Genshin.
about that.
That was for
Genshin
Genshin
Yeah.
Impact, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I liked that a lot. The problem is I don't know any of these animes that they ever do anything for. Like there's a lot of animes out there that I know about, even the ones that I haven't watched, but I've never heard of any of these that they have songs on. I just wish they would put out one that I like have heard of before.
I have a
Right on.
question for everybody, and you guys and the chat. What anime would you like to see BAND-MAID making a song for that you think would really benefit them? You know,
See, I don't watch a lot.
Yeah, me neither.
Some of them I watch only because they've been associated with it, but the ones I watch on my own, it's like if they did something for One Punch Man, I would freaking lose my shit probably. Because that'd be awesome. I don't even know if they're still doing new episodes or not.
Yeah, me neither.
Pokemon.
Yeah, just
Pokemon
something
still
huge,
going?
man. Just whatever the biggest one is, I want them to do a song for it. That'd be great.
Pokemon still
Uh,
makes.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Demon Slayer the next season would be my personal choice.
Yeah,
just
that'd be
I
cool.
like their all of their songs are good and they're usually pretty hard rockish and
Yeah.
like
Chainsaw
almost
Man, something.
I could
Yeah.
see that. I could see Demon Slayer.
yeah, it would work perfectly
That would
for one
work
of their
perfect,
intros.
yeah.
Probably it would probably work. They could probably do something for Jujutsu Kaisen also for next season. Demon Slayer would definitely be my choice though.
This is where I wish Eric was awake because he knows so many animes. Even know like 5 off the top of his head.
Well, there's no more Attack on Titan, so they can't do that, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I can't imagine for Attack on Titan though, but Demon Slayer totally can. I can see that fitting
yeah.
really,
It
really
works.
well.
Like
Yeah.
I feel like we could see, you know what? I was thinking also because they're doing those collabs on their next album. It'd be cool to see Lisa work with them.
That'd
The
be awesome.
Japanese Lisa. Yeah. Like it would be awesome. I think that they would work really well together. And also she does those songs for Demon Slayer also. And like I feel like their music's not that different. You know what I mean? Like they could blend
Yeah.
it together to make something that's like unique to themselves. I would love to see her on
Dang.
that album.
Yeah, I wonder if they will collab with any Japanese artists or if it'll all
Hope
just
so.
be overseas.
I don't know.
I really hope they do some Japanese artists also. I would be pretty disappointed, I think, if it was just like American artists. There's
This
not
is
that
their
many American
first
artists I want to
collab,
see.
right? Their first time putting out collabs. Have they done collabs before?
Not
Have
that I
they
can
worked
recall.
with anybody? Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Hell no. Never had to. Now they're doing it by choice, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting how like I didn't even like think about that before, but you're right. I don't think they have worked with anybody beyond just themselves.
Interesting.
No, people are probably wanting to work with them, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting to that level where people are gonna just want to work with them. And it seems like they are. I mean, this is a very short period of time where they've done a few animes right now in the past 3 years, right? I'm pretty sure like a lot of these came out in the past few years. So all
Did we
right.
mention the signature stuff coming out for Misa and Akane yet on the podcast?
Yeah, we did. We talked about that one
Okay.
last week.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Right on. That's
So
right. I'll be getting drumsticks. Won't be buying a bass.
There you go.
That bass, like I love Miso's bass tone. It's one of my favorite bass tones, and I wonder how much of the bass is contributed to it. You know, 'cause
Probably
a
not
lot of-
much.
Not much, exactly.
It's
Yeah,
going to
a lot-
be her rig that does it more than anything. You can probably
Yeah.
get that sound with any bass.
I know it's so tempting. It's hard because you get confused. You know, you're like, I want that
Yeah.
sound because
Unless it's a dry pickup sound going into a
Yeah.
rack, then you know.
yeah, exactly.
Now, granted, I'm not downplaying the bass, but I if you've ever heard me rant about signature guitars and shit and expensive guitars, you know that I don't think anything that costs that much is really worth that much as far as being a good
No.
instrument goes. It's a rarity of it and who it's associated with that makes it valuable.
By
Interesting.
the way, I liked your guys' conversation with Peter Lim about using a pick on the bass.
Yeah,
If you haven't seen that yet, be sure you check it out.
yeah, that was a good interview, man.
Yeah, I think my two best sounding guitars that and really make a difference on the tone is that Yellow Ibanez I have in my PRS is just phenomenal. But like my 7-string, which is like a middle priced one of those two,
Mhm.
like is trash. It's like what the hell happened?
I just want to read this comment from Paul in the chat over here that said that they did specify that there's going to be over the seas collabs, and someone had asked Mike Schlesinger of Incubus if Incubus would collab with BAND-MAID, and he replied with a smile and tagged Miku. And Konami responded with a smile heart emoji to him, so we might be getting something.
No
That
in
is
the
way.
Incubus
fucking
vein.
awesome, dude. You see, this is what I
Wow.
think is cool, because instead of going out and finding the most popular artist from the US to work with, they're going to find musicians that really love BAND-MAID, and they're going to make some great fucking music. Because Mike Einziger is a fantastic guitarist. Their music from Incubus is just incredible music. Every musician is just phenomenal. And that's not like a big get as far as working with overseas artists, I don't think, for Japan or the US. Incubus isn't, they're not huge right now.
It's
They're
not 2009.
They're not as relevant, but I mean, everybody was singing their songs at Aftershock. It was a huge ass crowd. I mean,
Yeah,
I think
that's-
there will be some really good crossover, and I think it's the perfect crossover because if we were to say like anybody that has similar music in the US, it would be Incubus, like with their progressions and stuff, and like the way, because they're a
Oh.
very progressive rock band at certain times, you know. Even their hits were like, what? It's weird when I go back and listen
Yeah.
to it. Like it's
Yeah,
some
that's what
music stuff.
And
what I
their
was
way
getting
of
at.
crafting melodies really different, really interesting.
Exactly.
I think I
was
might
gonna
be
say.
on the other end of this Incubus discussion here.
Okay.
Do you really think that they are similar to BAND-MAID? I don't really see any sort of, I don't know.
When it comes to writing unique vocal melodies, 100%, and even guitar lines and guitar licks, just what they do. It's that's why when I first heard Incubus, I didn't really get into them because I was younger at the time and didn't really understand music as much. But also, like, I thought some of it was catchy. I was like, oh, this is really weird. But then when I started getting the progressive stuff, I was like, oh, okay.
I loved them.
I started loving them a lot more. I was like
Interesting.
11 when I first heard them, or something. I don't remember when they came out.
I saw them first when they opened up for 311. They played ahead of Sugar Ray, ahead of the 311. I had no idea who they were. I hadn't heard anything about them. And I'm like, who is this? Like I was going around the venue trying to find out who it was, and nobody knew who the fuck they were. And I found their merch table and bought the CD, and it was like, this is some of the coolest shit I've ever heard. It was awesome,
Nice.
man. It had solos, they had a DJ and percussion and just all these layers of music, fucking jazz drummer, great bass. It was all. So I've been a fan of them for a long ass time. And when I heard, when they
OG
play
fan.
Aftershock and Mike was made a point of going and seeing the band play, I was like, that's awesome, dude, because that's an artist I respect. Acknowledging these other artists I respect, and I'd love to see them work together. But
I guess I've just never heard anything outside of Incubus's like mainstream music, like the singles that they put out.
yeah, dude,
I've never really thought of them as like anybody that would do like riffing or solos or anything along those lines, because all you hear on the radio is like they're really kind of slow, more
yeah, they're now. I listened to like 3 albums of theirs. Everything after that, I don't fuck with. Their first 3 albums. The first one is real heavy, and they weren't as heavy after that. There's still some heavy stuff, but the first one was like it's pretty damn heavy. And even the members like we didn't intend it to be that heavy. It's like whatever, dude. You recorded it. What the hell do you think you were doing? But yeah, listen to Science. It's really riff heavy and just it's a great fucking album.
yeah, I didn't know that they riffed at all, like honestly, like
Oh yeah, dude.
because
Yeah, it's
they
not like
don't
the
show
radio
that off
shit.
on their singles like at all. It's mostly like more like alt rock, sort of like just kind of mainstream music that you hear on the radio. I was always pretty sure though that they had some good B-sides, just because you could clearly tell that they're smart with their music. It's just that they
Yeah.
weren't showing it off on the singles.
Yeah.
I want to hear, and this is random, and I know, and he's like 80 years old now, but I want to hear Robert Plant on a BAND-MAID song.
Ooh.
Wow.
Give
That would
me
But he's not
some
gonna sound
Led
like
Zeppelin vocals.
40 years ago Robert Plant.
He
That,
kind of does. Have you heard his new stuff?
you got to take it down an octave.
Yeah, that's okay. You're getting Miku to do that, right? Like,
right on.
Now you've got the 3 levels. You get Psyche down low, you got Robert Plant in the middle, and then you have Miku up high.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just think it would be cool to hear, like, I want to hear them do stuff with like those 80s rock bands. You know what I mean? Like the ones that are still, at least like the members are still existing a little bit, because I feel like they work really well with that style of music. Like again, the Guns N' Roses, the Led Zeppelins, stuff like that. Like I feel like even like maybe like a Pink Floyd, like stuff like that, I feel like would work really well with the BAND-MAID people, and they could write music that would work with the people that are there too.
That's a really cool idea.
And Kiss,
Such a
sure, why
classic
not? Right?
voice.
Robert Plant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to his because he's doing like jazz stuff now. It's like this like really kind of like slow jazzy music or whatever. And like he still sounds like Robert Plant. He just sounds
Yeah.
like old Robert Plant.
Which makes sense.
Hey,
Yeah.
Night of-
A lot of like Konami's guitar solos too, when she gets a little bluesy with it, she does remind me of Jimmy Page sometimes. You know, the way she plays her licks
I can see
in
that.
like manners, and I don't know, there's sometimes where she just gets really bluesy on set, and it reminds me of Jimmy Page. So that would be
Mm.
I mean, they gotta like Led Zeppelin, the kind of music they play.
There's like no way they don't, right? Like Led Zeppelin feels like one of their influences in a lot of the music that I hear.
Night of the
Yeah,
Five
Iron
Maids, thank you so
Maids.
much for the super chat. Appreciate it, man. Thank
I
you.
love that, Water Walker. Iron Maids. That would be so cool to have like a combination with Iron Maiden and the BAND-MAID and just call it Iron Maids. They could do a whole EP. They have like a 6-song EP just called Iron Maids.
Their logos would blend together perfectly too.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
right. Actually. Well, okay, so nobody's brought it up. Would a Metallica BAND-MAID crossover be cool?
Fuck yeah, I would, dude.
What would you want from Metallica to be involved in this?
James, and that's it.
Just James's voice?
Damn, I really want a Lars. I
Lars
want a
can
Lars
play
on
the
there.
tambourine.
Just James. And maybe it'd be
Just-
cool to have a trio and fucking Misa do some shit, but really, yeah. You can get
What a-
Kirk and Lars the fuck out of there.
I definitely don't want Lars. You got a problem with Kirk?
If you bring back early '80s Kirk, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
That's
just to hear,
fair.
dude, to hear them go like, just I want them to do, because they've touched on some legit metal moments before, and to hear something with them with Dammit just fucking sing would be not
Yeah,
him, but
James
Hetfield
and
sing would be great.
Yeah, James and Psyche going back and forth with their like grit and their sass, you know?
Could
How
be
do you
fun.
How bad do you think like James or Kirk would struggle to play like a song like Black Hole? I wonder.
I don't think they'd struggle, dude. James
Downstroke
is one of the
solo?
best fucking rhythm players in the
I
world.
think
dude. You think he's
James
gonna
would be
struggle
No,
fine.
playing
no,
that?
but hold
Yeah.
on. But they don't do a lot of progressive stuff. That's all 4/4 metal rhythms, you know?
And
Like,
open
You've
string
heard
riffs.
Metallica? They don't do progressive stuff.
Okay, when you say progressive with them, you just mean changing up riffs. They don't do time signature changes. Like if you listen to their older stuff, it's not time signature changes. A lot of it is just 4/4 changes of rhythms. That's all it is. Like when you learn it, it's a lot more straightforward than like if you listen to like a BAND-MAID song where it's actual time signature change in the middle of the riff. You know what I mean?
Mm.
There's a couple songs that are like that, but not really. And Kirk never really did like, sweet picking that much except for one song. And it was like
Well, his
very
name
simple.
is
It's like a
Konami.
3. She does though. Like even in Thrill, she does sweeping in there in that one. She definitely does.
Couple.
Or solo.
I don't know, dude. I don't think there's any problem with them playing anything they do. If I can learn it, fucking Hetfield can play it.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just curious, like how much they would struggle, like if they like threw like Black Hole at them or something, or
It
or-
would be funny
I
to
think
see
they'd
them
have
doing
fun.
that,
I just
though.
think they'd have fucking fun.
I want to hear James just go la 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 la.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any of that.
Bro. Okay, so somebody else said BAND-MAID Nickelback. I'm gonna pretend that didn't just happen. Actually, never mind. Don't respond to that.
Radio Rafa just likes to troll us.
They want to dig my eyes out with a spoon.
Damn,
Just
I just had one more. Oh, did we mention this before? I think I might have mentioned this last time, but like I would love to hear Sinister Gates work with BAND-MAID too.
Hell yeah, dude. That'd be cool.
Oh,
Just real quick, shout out to our super chat, Night
Yes.
of the Five Maids. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your support. It means everything to us. Thank you.
Yeah, hell yeah,
thank
Knight.
you.
You keep protecting those maids. All 5.
Dude. Actually, James singing May I Take Your Order in Choose Me would be pretty epic.
May I take a you order? Yeah. Fucking James killing it. That'd be awesome, dude.
Am I the only one that immediately went to Good Burger when that was read?
I thought Gerdberger also. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wait, you want James to be like,
No.
may I take your order? Yeah. Cool.
They're coming out with a second Good Burger, by the way. You know that?
I heard about that.
Yeah, that sounds like a great
With the
idea.
original characters.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
original characters.
Keenan and Kel are back.
They look exactly the same too.
There's a phrase that I'm not going to say right now. But yeah, I loved I was like an all that kid growing up, you know, like that was like the SNL for kids my age, right? All that, and Keenan and Kel that's where they came from. So I was like followed them all throughout their careers, and I like Keenan. He's really funny too, but I don't know if this, come on. Well, usually when they try to remake stuff or like do a sequel like 20 years later, it's not exactly going to go according to plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. Okay, what was that? Was that our second news topic?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Or, something like that.
Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Well, anything else to say about that? No.
BAND-MAID Amuse.
Oh!
Devin
That would be
Galloway.
good.
Dude.
Slipknot, that'd be cool. Fuck yeah, dude. I mean, whatever. I'm just looking. I do want to know who they're going to work with because it's just going to be super interesting, man.
Mm.
It's probably the thing I'm most like looking forward to is who they would work with.
Dude.
I'm like, yeah, exactly. Because I want to know who they would choose. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, that's like, why do you want to choose them? Right? Like, I want to
Yeah.
get into their heads. Like, what do you like about them? What's the purpose here?
Because you know,
Man.
if somebody contacts them like we want to work with you, and they didn't want to, they'd be like, no, sorry. They're not
Yeah.
going to work with somebody they
Dude.
don't want to work with.
If BAND-MAID and Muse collabed, I would die. That would be so crazy.
Oh, I just got one. I got one that I think is perfect. Okay, ready? And they're not really doing anything. Like, they're doing stuff, but not huge stuff right now. Paramore. Let's do.
Oh.
Yeah,
let's
that'd be
do it.
good.
Let's get
That would
Haley
be
Williams on a
really-
BAND-MAID track.
That'd be really, really good.
Right?
Yeah,
Actually,
Haley, there you go. Haley Williams on a BAND-MAID track. Because if you brought
Yeah.
both bands together, you'd have like 10 people.
Yeah, no, you don't need the rest of it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just Haley. Her vocals are awesome, and they would fit in so well with BAND-MAID, I think. I actually just heard her do a feature on a song that I had no idea existed from a band I've never heard of before, and she raps on it. It was just like she came in specifically just to do a rap part. It was so fucking cool, dude. If anybody likes like Haley Williams and Paramore, check out it's a band called Set Your Goals. And I don't
Okay.
remember the name of the song, but it's featuring Haley Williams on it. And it's so cool. She just comes in the middle and she's like, hey guys, mind if I get in on this track? And they're like, sure. And then she just starts rapping. And you're like, whoa, what just happened there? Anyway, she would be perfect with BAND-MAID.
And then Miku could dye her hair yellow.
Yeah, to suit the mood.
Okay. Right on.
All right. Let's
Oh,
move on.
Miku just joined us.
What?
Oh,
Hello.
yeah, there she is. Hey, Miku.
Oh, wow. Big fan. Oh,
She doesn't seem like she cares. In fact,
Yeah.
she seems a little
She's like,
confused by
still talking about us.
it. Get over it, guys.
Simps.
Uh, what else? Chat's good. All right. So, okay. This does concern what we talk about. Nick Nocturnal, pretty big YouTuber guy. I actually didn't watch him until recently, and he's pretty damn entertaining. He started a metal awards thing. Like, we needed one and there wasn't one, so he did it. I think that's the whole premise of it. He's made it so anybody can follow the link and vote, which is awesome. I will admit, most of these bands I'm not familiar with. I love metal. I've liked metal my whole life, but there's so many fucking subgenres and shit I don't know about. So a lot of them I didn't know, but there's, I think, Hanabi is on there and Baby Metal is on there. Is there any other Japanese bands on there?
Joluka, which is a huge one.
Luke is on
for, like,
there.
the metal scene.
We know there should be more on there, but I'm going to make it my goal to trying to make them a little more relevant. That's
Dude, what the
we're doing
hell
anyway.
is animal noise?
Literally
Animal
like pig
noise?
squeals and shit that sound like animal noises.
So we had Gnosis on there, which we just talked about, which is a singer from Ryu. And I mean, Ryu is the singer of that band who was from Crystal Lake, and Crystal Lake was also on there from the Japanese side. And then a virtuoso guitarist. I always mess up his name. It starts with an N. I'm gonna say it wrong. Anyone else want to try to pronounce it?
Where is it?
Where?
Nicho, or I don't know how to say it, but he's a famous Japanese guitarist. He shreds like crazy. He was also nominated on it, which was awesome to
I think
see.
Love Bites is in there too. as they fucking should
Oh,
be.
it's Chicanito? Is that who you're
Yeah,
talking
there
about?
you go. Yes, yes,
Ichikanito. Yeah.
yeah. He's on there. I didn't know Love Bites was in there. I didn't see Love Bites there.
They're under the
I thought-
guitar section,
They
like
are.
best guitarists.
I'm looking at it right now, and I don't
Guitarist of the
see
year?
it. Am I crazy?
Is one of the girls not listed?
Oh no, no. We got
Oh.
Cylosis, Velmayo, In Flames. Yeah, I don't see it on here. We got Pale Dusk was also nominated on here. So there's a lot of Japanese artists, which was really cool to
it's
see.
really cool.
A lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's not on his radar," because I was like, "Oh man, the one band I really want to see on there was Hanabi because they're pretty metal." That was my only thing I would say. Like I would want to include on the list.
Was it not on there? I thought they were.
Yeah, Hanabi didn't make it, but
Oh, okay.
I'm going by what he listens to, right? He listens to really, really heavy stuff. So I'm like, okay, if
Yeah.
you listen to really heavy stuff, I would assume Hanabi. I know a lot of people are gonna say Love Bites and all that stuff. I'm like, but those are like more just all singing vocals.
He's not a huge
So-
power metal guy.
Yeah,
either.
so I
Right,
could
right,
see that not being on there. So my only thing was like, oh man, I wish Hanabi went on there. And then some people were mentioning like when they covered the Baby Metal song, it sounded like a Hanabi song, anyways. So I think he's heard
Yeah,
them.
but
He's not a fan of Hanabi as much.
he loves metalcore. Like that's his like
Yeah.
main thing. Like where is
know.
Nemophila on this fucking list? Like
Because-
they are.
Right.
Nemophil isn't consistently metalcore though. That's why.
They're
Now, if all their songs sounded like Dissension, then maybe yes, I could see them making it on the list.
I mean, most of their
They
singles
don't.
kind of do though. Like if you were to
That's true.
take like Rise and Dissension and Atabana
Zen.
and Zen is fucking. That's more of like a
That's
like
the
a
chorus to the
grunge
chorus.
metal. Like, but yeah, like I would say most of their singles end up coming across as more like metalcore. I'm surprised that I don't know if maybe he just hasn't listened to them yet, but I think he would like them more
Doesn't-
than any of the other Japanese
It
bands. that he's
doesn't.
heard.
The vocals don't come off very metalcore as Hanabi does, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but
I know, but he's
absolutely
just saying that there are definitely songs that fit, man.
yeah,
Like, there's
well,
definitely some songs that would fit.
I think the thing about Hanabi is that like they still have that thing that like some people are not going to get behind, right? Which
Yeah.
is like that
Cutesy.
the
But Hanabi
cutesy
has the
kawaii stuff.
majority of metalcore. Is what I'm saying. Like, yeah, okay, you can say yes.
I think
or-
Hanabi is heavier, like just in general, than Nemophila
Yeah.
is. But I also think that they're also consistently have stuff that might not appeal to like an American audience that is not familiar with that also. While I think Nemophila is much more like grounded in what Western metalcore was.
This
right?
all goes out the window though, because when we think of his album choices of the year, he put the other one by Baby Metal, and that's definitely not in the metalcore spectrum, you know.
True.
I wonder if he chose these or if people like voted for them or something like
I think
that.
he nominated them because I mean, if I'm being honest, like even the Avenged Sevenfold album is not. I mean, there's glimpses of heavy metal.
Seems like he
Is
had to
it-
have some input from
is
his,
it
from his fan
metalcore?
base.
Metalcore or metal?
It's just metal in general.
Metal.
Because like
But-
the other one's pretty metal musically.
What? Which one?
The other one,
Oh,
like the
oh,
music.
oh,
Yeah.
the okay, the
other
other
one.
the title, the
No,
other one.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. I thought you
Which
were just referring to a different thing. I was like,
I mean, that's the thing is, I don't even understand the definition of metal because it's seriously so all over the place,
Nobody does.
and there's so many cores and subgenres. It's like,
I went off about this earlier this week, dude. I'm like, what?
what the hell is metal?
Yeah.
But what I do like about it, and what I learned from watching that, what was it, Musician Mansion, that
Yeah.
Jared
Yeah,
Dines
yeah.
made, is that I loved that the most metal band in there they didn't take themselves seriously. They were there to have fun.
Yeah.
And that's something I really appreciate from the metal scene, is that like they're just having a good time.
My favorite thing on this list though was with the bassist that he put down CPU. I picked it
I don't know what
wait,
that is.
yeah, I don't
Who's that?
understand where you're
because it means just a program bass. Like,
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
that's funny.
That'll win then.
it's fun. I couldn't choose between. I didn't know any of the basses, and I saw CPU.
Right.
Fucking started laughing. I'm like, I'm choosing that.
dude, what
Right
are the
on.
other? Can you just scroll through the categories again real quick? I just want to see what the other categories are. Like I saw the guitar and the best song and the best band. Was there anything else really Any other unique categories in there? This is the best bass. They had drummer, right? Catchiest, is that what that says?
Catchiest chorus of the year.
What do we got on that catchiest chorus? Bring Me the Horizon, From Ashes to New, Devil Wears Prada, nothing. Boy What? Is that what they're called? Boy What? These are some weird ass names, bro. I've never heard of like most of this. Oh, I know who the Amity Affliction is. By the way, I just want to say this. Okay. So the Amity Affliction, right? I listened to them for the first time the other day because my buddy was like, he was like, hey, check this out. This is what metalcore sounds like in 2023. And he showed it to me. And it was just straight up emo music. Like it might as well have been fucking Thursday. And I was like, this isn't metal or core in any way whatsoever. So we clicked on the list of like metalcore bands, like 2023 metalcore bands. There was no screaming in any of the songs that we listened to. There was almost no guitar chugging. It was basically just like emo music from like 2005 that people think is metalcore now. And that really bums me out. So I was like, are you telling me that it's gotten so light that this is what we're considering metal and hardcore, the hybrid of the two? It's just this slow sort of plodding emo music.
Where did you hear this again?
Fucking Sleep Token.
We were on Google. We were just going through Google and what they like put on metalcore, like what people like dubbed metalcore or whatever.
I wonder how accurate it is, though. You know what I mean? Because I think Nick chose some really heavy bands, and he considered them metalcore.
Well, it was like that Amity Affliction one. They were at the very top of the list, right? As like the new 2023. You know, this is the big metalcore band you got to keep your eye out for. And I listened to like 3 songs from them, and I was like, this is just, there's just nothing metal or hardcore about this.
But anyways, it was pretty cool though that there was a bunch of Japanese artists highlighted on here.
Needs more.
I think it's a lot though. I mean, I guess you could say needs more, but there's quite a bit. At least 8, 9 people nominated from that scene. And I thought that
was more than I was expecting would be on there.
Yeah.
True.
Because he's including every single country, you know, it's not just Japanese. So I can't imagine how much more he could really put on there. But of course, there's gonna be people that are not satisfied with it anyways. But here's what it is.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess I feel like I listen to other countries too, you know, like I'm a big fan of like the whole like Swedish, Finnish metal scene and stuff like that, and I don't think that they've put out anything quite as good as the Japanese scene in the last year or two, personally. But no, to each their own. I'll just sit here and accept it and deal with the fact that other people have worse taste than me. That's okay.
I think what's cool, this has the possibility of becoming like an annual thing, like a big deal.
Yeah.
He's got a good following. He's got influence, and it could be the more it happens, the more people like us will get. Hopefully, we'll get more bands on the radar, or if we start participating in things, you know, maybe or people watching this go over there and check out his live streams and introduce him to some new stuff. He might hear stuff be like, "Damn, what's going on over here?" So it's cool because there wasn't really a thing, you know, like that. He filled a void that needed to be filled. So that's cool.
We should start a Japanese. Nah, that's too much work.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
No, I mean, I'm not like against it though. Like we can do a yearly thing.
This is the second year Simno says. Right on.
Yes,
it's the first time hearing about it, so it's the first time it's on my radar. So cool, second year, so it's going to be probably just going to get bigger. Then that's good.
Yeah, like what? It's something that is definitely needed. I'm surprised that there was nothing like this already, just like out there for like, you know, best metal bands of the year or whatever. But
I think magazines there was stuff, but you know, not a lot of online presence. I guess that's probably why he did it to begin with. Like,
I wonder how well those magazines do in their like, you know, like Metal Injector or whatever. Like, you know, does like the website do as well as the magazine used to do, for example?
I never pay for it, so probably not.
So I used to buy all those metal magazines back in the day, and I was like, you know, that's where you could get that information.
I mean, I go look up stuff. I look through those too, and they still, but there's like 2 or 3 reporters writing all the stories.
Yeah. All right.
But there's another topic. I really don't feel like fucking talking about it, unless you guys want to talk about it. Well, I guess maybe we're not done here. You still want to talk about this?
I just had a quick speculative question.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have like too much variety to actually do a GG awards show type of thing?
Too much variety.
Like, are there too many genres to like
Yeah.
have a focused award system?
Yeah.
We
you-
wouldn't be able to break it into genres like that.
No.
Oh, but we could do stuff like best guitarist. That is something that we could do, or like best Japanese guitarist, right? Like we could probably do
Jesus
something like
Christ.
that. It would be hard, but
It's already impossible. I don't even want to think about it.
But people, well, we just pick the nominees. We don't have to vote for it.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
we have to-
Like, we let the people vote for it. They do the job for us.
That
we
does
just yell-
sound
we just-
controversial.
We just get yelled at for who we don't nominate.
Well,
Exactly.
Yeah, because you're gonna have to categorize something, and then it's gonna get dicey. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
It's gonna get dicey for the people that take it way too seriously. And
Yeah, that's what it would come
fun
down
with
to.
it.
Because,
Listen, we
because
did this
they're-
thing with Discord before.
Yeah, and like BAND-MAID's not metal. They wouldn't be in a metal category. I don't think.
No, but we
Forget
wouldn't do that.
metal.
We don't have to do metal, right? Like
Right.
we wouldn't have to do metal. We just do like Japanese music. Well, I guess we'd have to
You
kind
gotta
of like
do something.
it'd have to be like rock and above, right? Like it can't be because we can't be like all Japanese music.
Yeah.
Like,
As
that
soon as
all
you get
have-
3 thoughts into it, it all breaks down, and you can't. fucking
Yeah.
We'll have like kawaii charts,
yeah, exactly.
Ah,
vinyl
right?
okay,
Like,
yeah.
charts.
See, Hanabe'd be on there, but then they'd be in metal too, and they.
I mean, we could potentially do something where it's like, like here's like best idol band, right? Like, and then we list our 10 favorites and let people choose from them. And best rock, do all rock, best metal,
Idol,
like
alt
that.
idol, anti-idol,
yeah, right. Like
all the idols in one thing. Let them
I
fight
think
it out.
I think if the word idol is in your name, you just fit in that one category. Sorry,
Oh,
sorry,
man.
guys. Sorry, guys, for our
Yeah.
contest. Who you would
All
have
right,
to.
so whoever out there wants to become a mod and take care of all this for us, so we can just talk about it, and you guys can do it.
Yeah, let us know.
Contact us on GodyaGuys.com.
Yeah, best of
You
course.
will not get paid for it.
And
Unless you get a
thanks.
sponsor somehow.
Right on. Okay. I think it's worth mentioning, but I'm just there's this guy who's been streaming in Japan and intentionally breaking rules and just being a dick. Finally got arrested. So good.
Yeah, I remember
Him
hearing
and his
about
buddy
this.
both got busted. The one dude's going to jail for a while. His buddy, I watched a video of him talking about it. He's just an idiot. They're both idiots. And
Absolute morons. I saw the first video that came out like months ago or whatever when he was just like,
yeah,
and I watched the actual video that he posted, not on his channel, but on somebody else's channel. And I was like, wow, this guy is just the absolute worst.
Yeah.
Like he's going into like trains and like yeah, here you can see him outside, just like literally just fucking with the cops. Like, why? What's the purpose?
Yeah.
What are you getting out of this?
and
Just
what
being
cracks
a
me up
dick.
is his buddy is like, oh man, they literally were waiting for me when I walked out my door. It's like, dude, they let you get away. He was talking about how hard they were. It's like, no, you got away with a lot of shit before they busted your ass. And you
Yeah.
pushed them so far, they're like, you know what? Fuck it. We're done. Find around and fuck out. Fuck around and find out, I guess is what the term is.
Yeah.
But they pushed them too far. And it just sucks because they're gonna be looking for people with cameras, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And we're not going to name him because we don't want to give him any real promotion or anything like that. Not that it matters because he's in fucking jail, so he can't make any money right now anyway. But
That's the
I-
sad thing is that they're really messing this up for people that just want to go there and be respectful with the
Yeah,
cameras, like, and just
Yeah.
do their normal like content for over in Japan, because there's some Japanese or people that do content in Japan that are very respectful, and it just puts a bad stigmatism against all of it. Because they'll lump it up with everybody. They'll be like, oh, everyone's bad, and then it's going to turn into that kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
and not just the cameras, but like Americans. Like that's what's going to
Oh, yeah.
happen.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that
like
too. Yeah.
He did
They're-
get knocked
they're-
out on the street, dude. He pushed somebody too far, and they're like, enough. Cracked him, and he knocked his ass out. I was like,
and I laughed my fucking ass off when I saw that
Yeah.
happen, bro. That was like the best moment of that guy's life
It's
for
called
me. At least.
consequences.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just hate the idea that like the way that media is consumed nowadays, it's like, something goes viral. And if something goes viral, it doesn't really matter how prevalent or prominent
Exactly.
it is in society. It just matters that everybody saw this and makes an assumption out of it.
Yeah, we got to.
This shit went viral.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
problem. We got to remember a lot of stuff we see online is just like isolated incidents. It doesn't mean that there's like thousands of these incidences happening all at
Yeah.
once. There's probably just this one fucking dickhead, and now
Well, he's not the only one. There was others like seeing how his shit was getting clicks, so other people started doing it. It became a problem.
Yeah, and that's
Ah,
what
you
it comes down to. And here's the other
chasing
thing, right?
clout.
Yes, and the worst part is that like negative clout means the same to them as positive clout. So like even though people see him doing this and having a very negative people having a very negative response to it, other people just see the numbers and go, "Okay, I don't care if I get the negative response. I want those numbers." And that's like such a bummer. Like, you know, they say no press is bad press. I think that that's more true today than it's ever been before because of how much money you can make by just being a shitty person and uploading it onto TikTok or YouTube.
Some people are starting to wake up to it, you know, and that's why we get sometimes we get backlash if we put up something that's too negative of a topic. I think some people are fed up with it, where they just won't click on things now if they see something negative in the title.
Yeah, it's exhausting, dude. I used to be, well, actually, that's what a few of my songs on my new album are about, is just getting so sucked in to like news headlines and it consuming all of my time and making me unproductive and unhappy. And it's just like, it's interesting and it grabs your attention, but if you get too into it, it just ruins your life, you know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, 100%. I agree. I think that's like, because you're right. Like the problem is that it's interesting, right? Like you see
Yeah.
something and you're like, oh, I want to know what happened there. And then once you watch it, you have thoughts because if something really shitty happens, you obviously have thoughts about it and you want to say those thoughts. And then all we're doing is keeping the cycle going, keeping the cycle moving. But I do want to say I agree with Alan in the sense that like I have seen like a pretty nice contingency of people, at least on Twitter, like kind of coming out and in favor of being better people after like
Yeah.
years of seeing
Yeah.
people like focus on being shitty people on Twitter. I'm seeing this, like it reminds me of, so in wrestling wrestling reference of the week, what happens when the crowd, like there'll be like a vocal minority of a crowd that'll cheer for something that they're not supposed to cheer for, right? And like that can have like a negative impact on the show. Sometimes it's warranted, but sometimes it's not. But then when it's not warranted, you'll hear the rest of the crowd come in and just start booing them until they shut the fuck up, which I
Yeah.
think is really great. You know what I mean? I love when that happens. And that's what I'm starting to see happen on Twitter, where like somebody will say something shitty, but the response is this overwhelmingly, you guys shouldn't be saying this shit. It's just not appropriate type of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that it keeps going and trending in that direction.
Yeah. So he was arrested. He was arrested for trespassing, but that's because they're building a case against him right now to
Yeah.
make
There's gonna
sure
be
that they
more.
can actually, you know, get him convicted once they do prosecute. So
That's the thing, was he documented everything he did, so it's not going to be hard for him to build a case.
yeah,
Everything is there. He showed everybody what the fuck he's doing, so it's like, all right, here we go, you know. So that's why I think it is worth bringing up, because the dude is getting in trouble, and I don't understand people like this. I never will, because I've been there, and it was one of the most. It was probably the safest I've ever felt when traveling, and and it was all the way across the world, and I felt nothing but respect from people, and I don't know how you could go there and just be an asshole unless that's just all you do. You're just an asshole. So I don't know, dude. It's infuriating, because anybody there would try and help me out, like no matter what the situation was, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And to just think of abusing that, it just
well,
pisses me
yeah,
off.
and making a bad name for other gaijins,
Yeah,
like
dude.
it,
Yeah.
because these are the actions that create stereotypes about gaijins that make people suspicious and wary.
Yep.
You know, just sucks.
Yeah.
Yep.
So don't be a dick, man.
Just
You
creates a
know?
sense of like of prejudice. Also it's just like all of this, like everything about it just has only a negative impact on it. And especially I don't know why like you would be so dumb to do this in Japan, where like they kind of do have this like you don't have to, it's not innocent until proven guilty all the time over there. Like the way that their police situation works a lot of the time is like you said, that like they've arrested him and now they're building the case. It's
Yeah.
different, right? Like so you're fucking with way more fire over there than you would be over here. It's just such a dumb move.
Yeah. You can't buy your way out of it there, I don't think. Like here, where you can just keep in litigation for years and years and years because you got enough money. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, until somebody decides, you know what, I ran out of money for the lawyers, we gotta just stop this case completely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
All
that
right.
All right, man. We got some Gaijin Guys news. Gaijin Guys concert report. Israel carries Necronominal Torch on U.S. tour. So, why is the link not working? Yeah, I want to open that link. That's why I clicked on it. So Israel carries the Necronominal Torch on U.S. tour. Himari Tsukishiro of metal idol group Necronominal casts a spell in Philadelphia on November 7th. This electrifying performance of original songs come from her solo I don't know, I'm saying it wrong. Isidio project. It is certainly a standout in 2023 tour that included Japan, Europe, Thailand, and America. So that's cool, man. That's on thegaijinguys.com. Jonathan Lane wrote that up. Be sure
Thank
to
you,
check that
John.
out. Let's see here.
Real quick, thanks for the super chat, Omegon, for the $5 super chat. He said there's been 2 others since then, one using trains for free who was arrested, and one claiming to have HIV and wanting to spread it to the racist Japs.
Wow.
That's pretty
What the?
harsh. Wow.
So he's
Imagine
arrested too.
Well, wasn't this guy was doing that same shit, wasn't he? I don't know who was doing what. Just
I specifically remember the trains being a separate thing.
Yeah.
That really pissed me off also, because he like came out and he was just like, no, I don't have to. Like he like straight up was just like, I don't have to pay for this. Like, why would I pay for this? And you're like, what do you mean? Why would you pay for this? Like, would you walk into a store and just like steal something and be like, I don't have to pay for this. Why would I have to? Right? Like it's just such a dumb thing to say or do. I didn't hear anything about the HIV one, but like,
jeez, man.
Jesus. Like Jesus. That's just insane. That's also would you consider that like that's like attempted like manslaughter, right? Like if you're going to do that, like if you have HIV and you want to spread that to other people, that's like attempted murder.
Well, yeah, I mean that's I don't know, dude. It's insane.
Anyway.
Why?
Just throw them all in jail. Throw them all in jail.
It's just people who don't know how to do anything else just do shit to get attention. That's it. And that's what we're seeing here. It works. It's some challenge bullshit on fucking TikTok or whatever. And instead of doing something creative, they just go do what they're told. And then some people found out what happens. So let that be a lesson to all the other people.
Just pick up a hobby. Exactly. We have pick up a hobby, learn how to play guitar. All right, let's get away from these guys. Let's talk about something less agitated.
Also on gaijinguys.com, Instagram guitarist Mimi shreds with Big EP. Korean guitarist Mimi makes her powerful debut with Mimi alternative and pop rock album. 5-track EP by the solo artist features a mix of guitar jamming and thoughtful songwriting.
Yeah, Andrew showed me a sample of this before we started streaming, and dang, it was fun, catchy, really cool, like fuzzy guitar style. Definitely go check that out. I think it was I Don't Give a was the song Andrew showed me, and it was I want to do a full reaction to it later. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I heard that too. It sounded pretty sweet.
It says she has reached considerable social media fame by amassing over 300,000 followers on Instagram. On that platform, she uploads short videos of carefree and aggressive guitar shredding. Cool. I need to check her out too, because I haven't.
Yeah, I think you'd
I
like.
haven't heard about it yet.
Yeah, and there's like it's like a full song, right? It was like there was like programmed drums and stuff like that. It wasn't just like her like shredding. She wrote a song and then she was shredding over it,
lyrics and everything.
Yeah.
Right on. Other news. Let's go. Quick news here. We got Otto announces USA dates for world tour. Wish. You know what? I'd be interested in seeing it, but I have a feeling tickets are going to be a little more than what I usually pay for tickets. What do you guys think? Otto tour?
Yeah, that does sound expensive.
Wait, I mean, where is this in America?
The anonymous virtuosic diva Otto announces Europe and USA dates for her first world tour called Wish in partnership with global anime distributor Crunchyroll through March and early April 2024. The bona fide J-pop chart topper will visit concert halls in 8 cities, including Paris, London, New York, and LA. Yeah, I'm not going to see all the shows.
Of course, it's New York and LA.
Yep.
Jeez. So
I'll,
no,
I'll be there.
I would go if she
to
was
the
Dude,
coming
I'd
to
love to see a
Minneapolis.
show, man. That would be an incredible show. I know it.
I do wonder what it would be like the difference, right? Because we see, when Japanese artists come over here, they usually
Yeah.
downsize quite a bit.
Yeah.
And over there, she's like fucking Taylor Swift. So,
Yeah.
so I wonder if it would be like that over here too.
That's why it was so cool to see Baby Metal in the U.S. because
Yeah.
seeing this band that's so massive in Japan in a small club, it was like I felt so lucky, you know.
Yeah. This is Otto was skyrocketed in both Japanese household name and powerhouse in anime. Her song New Genesis for the movie One Piece film Red hung on to the #1 spot in Billboard Japan for Hot 100 for 6 consecutive weeks and even rose to the top of Apple Music's Top 100 global chart. Right on.
I just want to add to this. The pre-sale tickets for like when she plays in New York City and Texas is tomorrow, so you can get the tickets.
You got a
tomorrow.
price on them?
Thank you.
It doesn't have a price on it. It just says pre-sale available at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time
Okay.
for
And
New
we'll
York City,
know in the morning.
Wait,
and then 9 a.m. CST for the Texas tickets.
Otto is coming to Chicago March 25th.
Whoa.
Ryan,
Holy shit.
we could actually do that.
Oh,
I'll go with you guys if you guys go. I'll go to Chicago.
Right on. Yeah, let's figure something out.
Sweet.
That would be an incredible
Wonder
show,
what
man.
venue she's playing.
I don't know. Right
Staples
on.
Center.
Well,
Staples
yeah.
Center. Okay. Is she really?
No, I just made that up.
Oh.
But it'd be fucking cool.
Freaking the House of Blues. That'd be
That
insane.
would be epic, dude.
That would be the best way to say it.
That would be fantastic. Riviera Theater, something like that. Somebody says.
Oh, what? That place is tiny.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's where I saw Paolo Nutini. And it
Is-
was
all
a pretty
right.
small
We get,
club.
dude,
Ages
Palladium
plus.
Times Square? What the hell is that?
Palladium.
I don't even know what that is. Oh
I
yeah,
don't know. I
they're
just know
they're
Beastie
playing at
Boys
the
mentioned it.
Riviera Theater.
Wow, dude. Fuck yeah.
So what's that hold? That's got to be. Is that small? You said
I
it's
think
small.
it's under 1,000. But
Way. No way.
I'm looking on here. It says powered by Crunchyroll. So like they're going to be playing the video on the screen, like they're responsible for that. I'm assuming, and she will be here actually singing the songs, though, right?
Yeah.
okay,
Or
2,500 is the Riviera Theater capacity.
That's still pretty small, dude. That's the size BAND-MAID played. I mean, not small, but for what what she usually plays, that's crazy small.
Yeah. Well,
That's
again, she's
gonna be
big in
freaking awesome.
Japan, so
Yeah.
and she'll be in the US. So
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
the
it's
one
probably
in
an experiment tour.
Yeah.
the one in New York is only 2,100. So she's
Wow,
basically
man.
playing the same size theaters that like BAND-MAID and Baby Metal and
Neofila.
stuff were playing when they came over here. Yeah, exactly. Like she could have. I mean,
Well-
I've never been to Palladium's Times Square. I don't even know what that is, but I'm not surprised now seeing that's only 2,000 people.
Cool. Oh, that's a cool possibility.
Although the Peacock Theater sounds like it would be pretty big for the Los Angeles show, because the Peacock Theater that's going to be based off of Peacock the app, right? 7,100. Okay, so that one's going to be probably one of the bigger ones, about 7,000
Right.
people.
Is that in
Cool.
LA?
That's in LA, yeah.
Okay.
London venue is 3,000. Okay, yeah. So she's doing the same thing that the rest of the Japanese groups have been doing. Interesting. Yeah, it's probably like you said, Ryan, coming over here, experimenting, seeing if they could sell out all the smaller venues first, and that 7,100 over in LA is probably like the big test. Can we sell out 7,000?
I mean, you think with, oh man, the possibility of booking some additional shows, I imagine.
Oh,
You think?
true.
Well, a lot of people
Because once word of mouth gets out about her show, it's going to be. We saw it happen for BAND-MAID.
Yeah.
I also know
And-
for LA, people from Japan will fly to those shows.
Yeah,
more
dude.
often.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a
Oh,
good point
yeah.
True.
too.
True.
Because I mean, people flew to fucking Tokyo to see BAND-MAID.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I could see some people come over here to see a show that might be easier. You can buy a ticket and know you're going to get a ticket as opposed to Japan where you have to go through a lottery.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, accurate. I think that. So I'll definitely see this just because I'm loving this whole thing that's going on with the big Japanese bands coming over here and playing smaller shows. Like, I would love to see her show in a smaller setting like that, also the same way that we did with Baby Metal, because her shows, when you watch them on YouTube, look gigantic, and the production value is crazy. It's like, you know, that's what it's all about, right? Like, she's got a great voice, obviously, but so much of it, like, because she doesn't show herself, is about the production that's on stage with it. So at a smaller venue, that's always going to be cooler.
Yeah, it might be your only chance to see a small venue.
Be interesting to see how
You
that
never
goes.
know.
Yeah, if
Is
she
it the
sells all
same,
these out
though?
next time, she's going
Like, since
bigger.
you can't see her, like, it doesn't matter if it's a small venue at that point, since it's just mainly based on the production.
You might
Have you
be
seen
able
her
to see her
shows?
face.
Usually there's like a stage full of huge props and band members and all sorts of shit.
Yeah, I was thinking more about just the size that she uses,
Yeah.
that she utilizes normally.
I wonder if she's bringing all that over to here, and that's why
I
there
think
are
it's somebody
fewer
else.
ones.
Like when we saw Death Clock,
Well,
you know, technically they don't show their identities, but like
Right.
it's such a small stage. I wonder if she'll have like the silhouette thing and be like behind a screen.
Well, if it's like Death Clock, I don't want to go. No, just kidding.
the music's going to be a little different.
You mean they're not gonna have like full on prawn?
As long as I'm not getting an epileptic seizure during this, like,
I don't think they could promise that, bro. Like, I've seen some of those shows where there's a lot of flashing lights, even with Otto. But I do have to assume that she'll be behind a screen, unlike the other ones, because she just doesn't want to show her face,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Death
Right.
Clock was definitely the worst band I've seen this year, in my opinion.
Death Clock was not
Yeah.
bad, bro. You're crazy.
Well, you didn't see him in Nebraska. That was worse. That was the worst.
Why?
It was. I was up front and I just got blinded. It was horrible. It was
Oh, it
just
was the light show?
non-stop flashing. Like, my eyes hurt. I closed my eyes for like.
That was the point.
hours.
They had to blind you so you couldn't see them.
I was so bored.
Didn't you get
At least
flipped
with
off by the
Champ,
drummer
at
or
least.
something?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I got flipped off by the drummer for filming him. That's right.
Hmm.
Yeah, that guy hated me.
That's wild.
With Champ, at least we're sitting down, you know, so I didn't have to, like, you know, I wasn't staring at flashing lights the entire time. I don't know. I couldn't get into it.
We were far enough away where that stuff didn't bother you, because we were like in the like quote unquote VIP section, right? And
High rollers.
yeah, right. Like, which costs the same amount of money as the floor seats, but whatever. But yeah, we were far enough away that you're not like going to be blinded by everything. And there was stuff above us too, right? So it was like easier to deal with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Also, you had me to explain a little bit about what was going on with Death Clock exactly, right? Because you didn't know who they were
That's
before
true.
that, right?
Yeah, I don't know who they were. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say that they were great or anything like that, because they definitely were not. Like, one of my favorite shows of the year. They're probably close to the bottom also, but I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah, I was right then.
We've just seen some really good bands this year, is what's going on, you know?
But yeah.
Like, I saw fucking BAND-MAID, Baby Metal, and Nemophila. Like, it's just like the three best.
I enjoyed
So jealous.
Nemophila. I enjoyed Nemophila, just the sound destroyed that concert.
Ryan
too
saw
fucking
Love
loud, bro.
Bites.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
Wait,
Yeah,
when did
that's
you
the
see Love
one.
Bites?
Huh?
When did you see them?
I saw him twice in Japan, dude. Last time I went there was for Love Bites.
Fuck, I completely forgot about that. I'm like a shock right now. I'm like, oh yeah, you did talk about this. What
2
am I
nights in
doing?
a row, yeah.
Dude, you
We're
guys we
gonna
all
see him
gotta
next year.
we all gotta like at the end of this year, we all gotta take some time to reflect on
Dude,
how
no
many
kidding.
freaking awesome things we did this year
Hmm,
that
Yeah.
we
True.
would have never been able to do before. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of insane if you really
It's-
think about all this cool stuff we were able to do this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I agree 100%.
Sure.
I really didn't
Especially
think-
trying to do it again. It's like, how did well, I know why. The second time I was super lucky that somebody brought me back to Japan because I wouldn't have been able to go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
yeah.
it's fucking crazy that, yeah, you're right. Exactly right way. Like, the shit we've been able to do is pretty pretty unreal, and I'm
Yeah,
grateful.
and thank you, Andrew, for helping out so much with that.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. I
Man.
mean, dude, like, even beyond the Japanese stuff, like, I got to see also, like, in America, I got to see like my 3 favorite Japanese bands, but I also got to see my 2 favorite K-pop groups, which was like, if we're going back like 10 years from now, like, this is just not an option for us to see any of this stuff, right? But like, now these Eastern groups are coming over here and going on tours, and it's like, I guess it's working out for them. And fucking, unfortunately for Alan, his favorite Japanese band of all time is like completely given up on the West, like, before this big promotional touring thing has started in Japan.
Yeah.
But we got the new ones, at least.
Maximum Hormones kind of fell out of mind lately. I haven't been listening to him as much anymore
Yeah.
this past year.
So it happens when
Yeah.
other bands are putting out content all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
It takes your ear and says, "Come over here, man."
I was thinking about the other day. I was like, Koi No America, like I've listened to like 3 times total, which is
Yeah.
That's
especially since I
wild.
listened to the other albums like over and over again.
Yeah, that song just fell the heck out of the top 10 after they put the lyrics out.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, let's see what happens this week. All right, guys, we got
Right,
anything
we
else
get to
though
it.
you want to talk about?
Yeah, Bring Me the Horizon, Kingslayer, featuring Baby Metal. They're going to put out a video premiere on the 12th, so check that out. That's cool.
Hell yeah.
Koei, which is Lisa's group that Hazuki from Nemophila is part of. They announced Kanade Sato as their official drummer. They've had like a drummer who sat in with them and played shows, but wasn't official. But she's been playing with them for a long time now, so she is their official drummer. Former Hagane members Uyu and Maito with their new band. Wait, that's a different thing. Wrong fucking text. So Koei has an official drummer now, so that's good.
Yes. Kanade Sato.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
What else? What else was she a part of? Because I know I've heard her name.
I've only seen her do solo stuff, I
Okay.
think. But she's like a really great like jazz fusion drummer. So it's interesting to see her playing with a rock band. I'm curious like what kind of stuff they're going to do.
Yeah. Yeah, because what I heard of their last stuff, there's a little more leaning a little more towards the rock side than what their first EP was. First EP is pretty light. Former Hagade members Uyu and Maito with their new band Mono Diagram released the first video, Glitter Wind. That's cool. Kind of interesting to hear from them. ATARASHI GAKKO performs Tokyo Calling on Jimmy Kimmel Live.
That
We're
kind of
talking
blew
about
my mind
this.
when I saw that pop up on YouTube.
So did I, dude.
Like, what's Jimmy Kimmel? Where the fuck did this come from? Because
Well,
we've been
thank
talking
you.
about how they're getting bigger and stuff,
yeah.
but not like Jimmy Kimmel in the West
Is
style.
Jimmy Kimmel still big though?
This
Yeah,
is the
dude, he
first
still
It's
has
a
his
late
show.
show, right?
this is
Like,
the
yeah.
first
kind of
thing Jimmy
Kimmel show.
Kimmel's done that wasn't stupid that I've seen in the past 10 years.
I catch it. I watch some of his updates and stuff on YouTube. He's got some people on there, and I, generally, I like watching him. I thought he's funny, but yeah, seeing it on there and be like, wow, this is, like all the bands I've seen on when I used to watch TV on late night talk shows and stuff. I'd wait to see them, and then like, well, here they are doing their fucking thing. Dude, it's cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know the crowds are coaxed into cheering and stuff, but they seemed really into what they were doing. Like the cheering
Yeah.
was really loud. So it was
Yeah. Like
pretty cool.
I saw Blackpink on Jimmy Kimmel like earlier this year or last year or something like that. And like
Yeah.
to me, like Blackpink is they're fucking enormous, right? Like they're one of the biggest groups in the world.
Yeah.
ATARASHI GAKKO to play in the same spot is like, I mean, that just says something, bro.
Yeah,
Like
it
I was just
does.
like really surprised.
When do you think they're gonna put it up on YouTube? It's not on YouTube yet. I was looking at the clips.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. That's where I saw it.
Oh, there it is. I see it there.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Pretty cool,
I wonder
like they-
how much influence Kimmel has, like himself.
Oh, I don't. I don't
Well,
know,
I'm looking
man.
at his videos, and it depends on the guess of how many views the video gets. So that's interesting. Of course, like the one with Trump has like tons of views on there, or like other ones. So yeah, that's why I was curious. I was like, because I haven't heard about Jimmy Kimmel in so long. I was like, I didn't even know he's still doing late night TV.
I used to like his things on the street where he would like walk around and ask people if they know like where states are and stuff like that. And, like
Yeah.
everybody
Oh,
didn't.
yeah. Wasn't there one where like he had like famous people read their hate tweets or whatnot? I think
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Those
Those are
are
the
Well,
best.
that's the other-
Celebrities read me
Other Jimmy
tweets.
guy, isn't it?
No, it was Kimmel.
it was
Was it?
Kimmel, yeah.
It was not Fallon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of Jimmys out there. Jimmy Stewart
Yeah.
too. Like all the freaking, whatever. But
Jimmy Stewart.
yeah.
I mean, the actor from the fucking.
Yeah, there's a lot of Jimmys out there, is what I'm saying.
Phrasing.
But no, the Jimmy, he used to do the celebrities read me tweets, and those
Right
they cracked me up, bro.
Yeah, pretty funny.
There's
I
one
still
where
just watch
they-
old Letterman episodes.
Oh, that was
Right
the
on,
Colbert
man.
show?
No,
Okay, people are
Colbert
saying
was,
that was the Colbert
was
show.
Baby Metal.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of different topics going on in the chat, but yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
There, that's what wasn't Baby Metal on there. No, that was
But-
Colbert.
It was really cool though. Like they obviously rehearsed with whoever was running the cameras
Yeah, it
because
was
the
really good.
cameras were perfectly set up for their choreography to work. The straight on shots where they do that thing where they like separate and it's the part where it's really cool choreo.
Yeah, where it has to be centered, like they got to be in the cameras got to be in the right spot to catch what they're doing correctly,
Yeah,
perspective
exactly.
wise. Yeah, it's very cool, man. Like they don't mess around. I love it. Right on. Uh Ryujin unleashes Gecko Gujo, their heaviest single yet. It's on J Rock News. New group Mana Diagram. Okay, I did mention that. It releases new song Glitter Wind. Former singer from Hagane, Otoboke Beaver opening up for Red Hot Chili Peppers on their Unlimited Love Tour 2024. And Hanabi announced for Poland's Mystic Festival in June 2024.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Nice, man. I think who else is
Somebody
going to
said
be
somebody said earlier in the chat. I didn't verify this. I'm
Love
wondering
Bites?
if any of you guys know that Nemophila released their cover for their new album today and the track list that's going to be on it.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna look for it real
Was
quick.
that on their website?
This I do not
Some
know. I'm gonna look for it real quick while you guys are doing
Yeah.
whatever.
A couple other mentions. I think Love Bites is going to be at Walken. Like somebody mentioned earlier. It's a pretty big show. It's a pretty big
Nice.
deal. And what's the show? I'm going to try and get to a festival. I don't remember what the hell it's called, man. But so I guess we'll just move on from there since I don't remember anything. They did on Instagram.
I love how Nemophila just changes up their look like every couple of months.
Yeah, like drastically.
They're like a variety show.
Yeah. Obviously love doing it. Right on, man. That was we're through the top. We're through the news there. I guess we can go to the tops, the top tens.
Wait, let's talk about the songs that we watched this week first.
Oh yeah, songs. This will take us right up to the freaking end. We do need to talk about the songs because there are some cool songs. We had. Do we have a list? We don't even have a goddamn list for them, do we?
There was Lawless Fruit.
Yeah, which by the way, I don't know how to say. Like, was that the name of the title of the
I don't.
song? Or
I couldn't figure it out, dude. I tried to translate it, and all I got was Lawless Fruit and like UTGN or something. So that was Champ's pick.
Yeah.
Duran Gray. I don't remember what the
Yeah,
song
Alan
was
had
called.
Duran Gray, and then I picked a band called Nekomashi, which I just heard on a live stream. Pretty small subscriber following right now. But well, who watched? Did everybody get a chance to watch everything, or where are we at with that?
Yeah,
I did.
I think Alan just wasn't able to.
Technical issues.
Yeah.
All right. So, what'd you guys think of?
Yeah, let's start with the Lawless Fruit because I didn't listen to this before I sent it over to you guys.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this was they had been promoting this song on my For You page for like 2 weeks, and I just kept not clicking on it. And then eventually I just gave in and I said, all right, if I'm going to listen to it, I'm going to make them listen to it also.
Right on.
So what'd you think?
60 frames per second.
Okay. What my first thought was like, wow, that makeup's really freaking cool on the singer. And then as the video went on, I'm like, I don't think any of these band members are playing are the members. So I just kind of ignored the video. The song was really, really damn cool, dude. I think it's a really good song. The video's weird. And it was distracting, but I think the music's really good.
I didn't actually watch the video. I listened to it in the car. So
really?
I can't
Good
speak
for
on
you.
that. Yeah.
I really liked her voice.
Yeah.
But
that was my favorite part.
The video, okay, I watched the video and
Yeah.
Ryan's right. It was distracting because like most music videos, are in 24 frames per second to give it that cinematic look. But this was in 60 frames per second, so it was like hyper realistic.
Oh,
Plus,
is that what it was weird about?
yeah,
it? Okay.
plus the makeup was like creepy as heck. So it was like, but it was intentional because it went along with the music so well. Like, I thought it was cool that they were using frame rate and music to create this really creepy, almost uncanny valley because she had like eyes painted on her face around her eyes.
It was really cool. Yeah.
It was a very artistic video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what got me to actually click. I was like, okay, I can't keep having this woman staring at me with these fake eyes every time I turn on YouTube. I got to actually click on this video and listen to it, I guess. But
Mikoto Utsugino, Lawless
Utsugino
Fruit. Is the band
Ah.
Utsugino?
seems like it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Utsugino. Okay, so I thought I loved her voice. Her voice was really cool. She did those weird screams too, those like growls, which I did not expect to come out of there.
Yeah.
Was that her? Since I wasn't watching the video, I couldn't see anybody doing it.
It was showing
I think
her.
so. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
But
so she had those interesting screams.
Yeah, I think she's like the artist, and like studio musicians do the other stuff. That's what it
Yeah.
looked like.
So the one thing, and again, like I didn't watch the video, so I was like hyper focused on just the music, right? I
Yeah.
thought her vocals were awesome, and you saying that makes me totally believe it because I didn't really love the background instrumentation.
Yeah.
Most specifically, that part that came in like 3 or 4 times where it was like it suddenly went to like an automated drum track, like
Oh
a
yeah.
it's
So like the
really
8-bit
weird.
sounds.
yeah, and then it did the do 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 do, which was fine the first time, but by the 3rd or 4th time that it came in, I was like, you got to write a different transition, guys. Like you can't
Yeah.
do the same transition 4 times in a row. So
I
thought,
yeah, I really liked that part.
Yeah,
I
it was
thought it
cool,
sounded
too.
cool. I thought it sounded cool the first time. I just didn't. It didn't change. You know what I mean? It was exactly the same. It was almost like they could have lifted it like in the recording studio as a copy paste and put it into a
Oh.
different part.
True.
I would have liked to hear them like expand upon it a little bit, maybe like just switch it up by the 3rd one, something like that. But I did think like they had potential. I don't know how long they've been around, but it was definitely the girl in front that stood out as the feature of the song.
Yeah. I think she is, the artist, and the rest are just kind of, because they didn't like have a drummer in the video, and the other ones clearly didn't know how to play their instruments.
Dude, they had
So,
what? The guitar was a black Semitis, which was
Yeah, it
really-
wasn't Zemitis.
Oh,
cool.
really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was like a Steinberger bass, and then Ibanez guitar. Yeah.
Yeah. So there wasn't that many views on it, so I don't know. Again, I guess they're not that big. I think that they could use some work. They get Ellen in there to help them out with the production a little bit, and they'll sound a
Yeah.
little bit better. It was a little disconnected. Parts of it felt a little disconnected from itself, but outside of that, I thought it had potential, and I think they can become a good group.
I think so too. All right. Duran Gray.
Okay, this was a trek.
10 minutes and 24 seconds.
I mean, if you watch mine, yeah, I skipped through it because I just ain't got the time, man. But what I heard
you
was a pretty
skipped through it.
goddamn amazing song, dude. Well, I know what the first minute is going to be the same shit, and then it's going to change. I've seen a few other videos.
I thought it was like a journey.
Well,
it
like
was cool.
this
though.
big epic thrill ride.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks because unfortunately it does change every time, and it's a journey. And I think what the song's about is they're showing you the scenery that's very like out there, and you're like, wow, that's really fucked up. And they're like, oh, you think this is fucked up? And they show you this ending scenes of what's really happening in the world. And I thought it was a great representation of that. Like, oh, you're like, because I remember the whole time we're just like, oh, whoa, what the fuck's happening? Like, what's going on with these kids? And they're like, the graphic nature of it, and they're like, oh, well, if you think this is graphic, I think that's what they're getting at with the song, and that's why it doesn't repeat at all during the entire song. And then you get this ending scene of this graphic stuff that's happening in the world with kids dying and stuff like that. I was like, wow, because Eric and I were captivated the entire time. We were just like, what's happening? Because we didn't know what was going on in the song. We were like, what the hell is happening right now? And by the time you get to the end of it, you're like, oh fuck. So like there's a deep message before it. It hit me pretty hard. I was like, wow. So I think it's an eye-opening song. I think it's worth people checking out.
So if I didn't, because I didn't watch, again, I listened to this in the car. So without watching the video, do you think that there's a lot being missed out on?
If you're not a Japanese speaker, I would say so. Yeah, you probably have to see the music video.
Okay.
I didn't watch the video. I just listened to it.
Yeah.
While I was doing other stuff. So.
Yeah. I skipped, but I got the idea. In my video, you can see I got the gist of it.
Oh, gotcha.
And lyrically, the lyrics tell a story too. So when something changed, I went back and caught the change so I'd see what happened, I did want to get what was going on, but I just didn't have 10 minutes to fucking watch it.
Yeah, I
But-
liked where
dude,
it went.
It was a great fucking song. Like the steps it took and where it went was, yeah, it was massive.
It was like the middle part wouldn't have hit nearly as hard, I don't think, if the first, 2 or 3 minutes weren't what they were, because it starts out real slow, right? Like
Yeah.
a very minimal instrumentation, and he's basically singing in this like whisper tone, very, very like quietly and with a lot of air to him. And then at some point, it just kind of hits you hard. It slowly builds up to it but then it gets really heavy in the middle of the song. And then it kind of, that was the part where like, once it got there, I was like, ooh, this was actually worth it to listen to the first, because if it was just the first part, I wouldn't have. I'll be honest, I like was, oh my god, it's 3 minutes in and still
Yep.
the same type of thing. And I was like, but then once we got to that center part, I was like, oh sweet, this is cool. And then from that point forward,
Were you just listening to the audio too?
Yes. Yeah. I
Oh,
listened
okay,
to it
that
in
makes
the car.
sense. Maybe that's why we were swayed differently, because I remember Eric and I were watching it on live stream and we're like, holy shit, 3 minutes went by because we were so sucked in by the music video. It really sucked us in. So that, I think that's what it was. I think that video is very a big integral part to the music, because it's like the music was written for the music video. If that makes sense, it felt like
Interesting.
that.
Yeah, I didn't pay close attention to the video, but when I did look at it and with the song, it felt like it was basically a miniature movie.
And
Yeah.
the other thing I've seen with them, even their live shows, like the visual is so integrated into the song
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
it's kind of like, I mean, it's a visual band.
Yeah, honestly, we should have known better, because like, I mean, they are technically like visual key, but right, but like
Right.
with metal, more metal visual
Yeah.
key, I guess, than other ones. But yeah, there's so much that comes with the visuals when it comes to that quote visual key, but like so maybe that would probably definitely add a lot to it. But I thought even without the video, I was pretty captivated by the audio. I thought, and I've thought that from them before. They're kind of like Metallica in the sense that like they write these epics, right? Old
Yeah.
Metallica, right? Where like you're not listening to this just because, or at least I'm not listening to this just because I like the sound. I'm listening to this because it's like an epic composition that's like created as this like piece of art, more so than just like a cyclical 3.5 minute song.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I should have let you guys know ahead of time it was 10 minutes. Yeah, at first, like, because we were on the live stream, we checked out this other Japanese band. And I was like, oh, I love this one. And then somebody hit us with that request. And I'm like, oh my God, these guys got to hear this. Like, this is what is happening here. I don't think I've ever heard any song like that. It's just with his vocals and just the music. Like, I can't think of anything to compare to. When you were saying like the epic story, I thought of One by Metallica, actually.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was the first thing I thought of, actually. too,
Yeah. Now that you said that, I'm like, yeah, very similar, like storytelling, like how that song was.
And you'll pick up the same thing from One with Metallica, where like you can, even the beginning, actually, when you think about it, like the way that it's like
Yeah,
starts off
the
slow and stuff, but like you can get a lot out of that song, One by Metallica, I'm talking about right now, just by listening to the song.
Yeah.
But if you accompany it with the video and you see all of the effort they put in going with that movie and stuff like that, and like you see the guy in the hospital, it
Yeah.
hits so much harder.
it does.
Yep.
And that's even with us knowing English. Like I wish I did what Ryan did, like pull up the lyrics and stuff too. I should do that now after this. But just so, but the video just had me, so I couldn't believe it. Like when we finished, I was like, this 10 minutes is over already. It's like, what the hell? What the
Yeah.
hell did I just watch? Because I was really confused, and I was just like, it was just disturbing. And then at the end, I was like, what the wow. So let me know in the chat if
They
I'm
are
wrong about
disturbing.
that. Let me know if I'm wrong about that assumption about the song. I think that's what
Oh,
they're
that's what I
trying to
got.
get at. That's what you guys got too.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you think because they mentioned a lot about freedoms, like, yeah, you think it's just great to be free, but you're not really. And also there's all this other shit going on for all these people that are not free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
Right
cool.
on.
What's next? We had Waves.
Nekomeshi.
Oh, okay. That's Ryan's choice, right?
Yes. That
Okay.
was mine. I had somebody brought up on a live stream, and I was like, man, this band is really freaking cool. And they didn't have very many subscribers at all. So that's kind of what I'm doing, is stuff I discovered through the week I want to bring to you guys.
Mhm.
And just, I think it's worth sharing. I thought it was pretty cool, man. It's a weird mix of like kind of power metally riffs, but not power metally vocals. And there was no, it just was a cool mix of different styles that I just really dug.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm gonna be checking out all these guys' choices after this podcast. I had extreme audio technical issues before big updates, but I'll give you guys my feedback on your guys' picks after this.
How'd you feel about it, Wave?
Okay, let me pull up my notes. Well, we kind of talked about earlier, like the riff, it like reminded me of something, and
Yeah.
I don't even remember what you said, but
Avenged Sevenfold.
yeah,
Unholy
I can't think of that
Confessions.
song off the top of my head. But anyway, I thought the drums were really cool, like, and the screamer kind of remind me of Maya a bit from
Yeah. It's,
Nemophila.
yeah. One person doing all the vocals in it.
Yeah, and going back and forth. It was like Maya screaming, and then like, I don't know.
There were some gutturals, then there was like screaming and good singing. It was like, I think
Yeah.
the difference in, we've heard bands do that, but the variation in her harsh vocals was pretty cool for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did something which I think that a lot of the Japanese harder bands don't necessarily always do, which is they stayed heavy the whole time. You know, where it's
Yeah.
like it really did feel like a metal song, like a metalcore song from beginning to end without like the the adjustments into different
Yeah, that's
genres
that's
that
a
are
good
over there.
point, yeah.
And like they really, like most Japanese bands, at least the ones that we listen to, they really like to integrate other genres into the music, and this one just it really did. And I liked her vocals too. I thought that she was good, you know, that she did have those high-pitched growls, kind of like Mayu does. But yeah, if you listen to the first, let's say, 30 seconds of the song, and then listen to the first 30 seconds of a song called Unholy Confessions from Avenged Sevenfold, you'll see where I'm coming from, where it's like a very similar style of riffing, and I think it might even be some of the same notes, honestly. But even just like the the separation from note to note, it felt like it was the same kind of setup, same composition style.
It
But
seemed
I
like,
like that song.
yeah, I liked it because it seemed like to me probably a dude came up with the riff and they kind of built a song around it, which is
Yeah.
and like the guitar is super clear. It's not layered under 15 layers of shit. It's just super clear. You can hear everything the dude's doing. I was like, oh wow. Sounds like it was a pretty, like, you know, a track or two of guitar. And it was just everything was kind of stripped down, I guess. It's just, I don't know, I dug it.
And it was like the one guitar sound too, right? Like it
Yeah.
was like throughout the entire first verse, at least, it's like you get this one guitar sound. It was weird. It was like at one point a second guitar came in and it was like really loud. It just went
Yeah.
and then faded out.
Yeah.
It was funny. Alan would have hated that. I can't wait till Alan hears that part and he goes, "What the hell was that? That didn't belong in the mix." But I did think it was cool. Anyway, yeah, it was a good song. I think that they seem like they're probably young too, right? Like a new band.
Yep.
You could kind of tell. It reminded me, and I don't say this with like as an insult. It kind of reminded me of the earlier music that some of the bands that you would love would have written.
Sure.
You know, before they
100
kind of find their exact style.
183 subscribers. This video's got 611 views. We need, come on, guys, go over there and check out the song.
Yeah, that's crazy. The music, it actually kind of sounds like my old band. I'm not gonna lie. It sounds like Thanatonic Desire. Yeah.
Right on.
Okay, and the last song, which would be Wave Song. Why? What was that called? Wave?
Yume no Naka by Banshimoku.
Did you? I didn't even know you picked one for the day.
Oh, yeah.
I missed it, but I've heard of Banshimoku, which is
you told me to pick one.
Freaking band. Okay.
You're like, pick something, and I was like, okay, if it's not too late.
All right. Well, I listened to it. I thought it was awesome. It was mad cool. It was the only one that we did today that wasn't like a metal. I'll say that right off the bat. It gave me like I want to be on the beach sipping a margarita vibes. Like
I probably heard the song then on my live stream. I can't find your link for it, man. But the band's really freaking cool, dude.
Super catchy. The girl's vocals are so charismatic. I loved her vocals. She just kind of like yells sometimes. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I just like the big, wide open, bouncy groove.
Yeah, definitely.
And like everything in the song is very intentional for creating the mood that it has, and like the bass line just kind of takes the song and drives it forward.
Hell
Whereas
yeah.
the guitar does a lot more of the rhythm stuff throughout the song, but then
Mhm.
it just has like this random sick solo section in the middle of the song
Yeah.
where it's got like, it almost reminded me of that like War Pigs or something, where it would have the the guitar break and then the drums would do something crazy. Did one of those, and then
Mhm,
it
mhm.
like switched up to jazz, a jazzy swing style for the second verse with
It
the
did.
walking bass.
Though
Yeah.
I will say that like I felt the jazz the whole time. Like I felt like there was some jazz in there, like just inherently
Yeah,
existing within this band, but it got way more jazzy in the second verse. I
Yeah.
love how much air was in between the notes. Like I'm always a big fan of that. Like when you don't feel like you need to fill in every piece of space with more notes, and
Yeah.
like they really let that ring out, like that you didn't have to fill that stuff out, and I really appreciate that.
yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Like,
I did hear this on my live stream, and I was pretty much geeking out about it, dude. That
oh yeah,
those initial notes seem like weird at first, and then once the song kicks in, it just feels so perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it was just such a groovy, just it was just so fun to listen to, and
Yeah. Those
just enjoy it,
notes.
man. It was just
Yeah,
fun.
exactly. It was just like enjoyable. Like I didn't feel as much like I needed to do as much of an analysis because I was just bobbing my head around most of the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
yeah,
feel good
for real.
song.
Yeah, and I will say, like, you're right, Ryan, and that just reminds me, like, of sometimes you hear like notes on a guitar first before the percussion comes in, and you think it's
Yeah.
going to be something, or it sounds like fucking weird or
Fake
something,
out.
and then the percussion comes in, and you're like, oh, that's not at
Oh,
all
it
what it
goes
sounded
here.
like. It was,
It
yeah,
doesn't go
like,
there.
Yeah,
yeah, you thought it was going to be hitting on a different time signature or
Yeah,
something,
that's
and
exactly
that
what it
yeah, that's
was.
exactly what this happened. What
love
happened with
that.
this?
But yeah, like that's like one of my favorite things about music is the silence, the
The
space they
space.
put between the notes that create the rhythm. Because I feel like there's a lot of bands and composers, especially in the metal genre, that don't use rests very much.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
lot of, let's see how many notes we can fit into this space.
Yep.
And I just love when bands are aware of using the silence as much as they use the notes.
Silence is it, like if you look at a sheet, right, like a music sheet, silence is considered a note, right? Like they put the silences onto there. So
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
we should be thinking about that when we're writing too.
Yeah.
But
for
a lot
sure.
of people don't do that, unfortunately. But this was really well done in that sense. I really enjoyed it. I actually really enjoyed pretty much everything that we listened to today.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Sweet.
They got another song called Spanky Alien, which is obviously good because it's called
Spanky.
Spanky Alien. That's really it's a fun video and it's along the same lines. Their music is it's just fun music, dude.
Yeah.
So
Sweet.
That's
I
cool
want to hear
stuff.
more from them. I really liked her vocals. I felt like she was just like full of the Riz, as the kids say.
Yeah,
the what?
The Riz.
there is.
Isn't that from Outer Worlds or something?
The video game?
Yeah.
I don't think so. It's just
I
short
don't
for a
know.
charismatic.
Oh,
Oh, is that what it is?
Charismatic. Yeah.
I thought it was like a
All
soft
right.
drink in Outer Worlds. Never mind.
It might be. I haven't played that game in a while. Anyway, okay. Approaching
All right,
4 o'clock.
Yeah.
You want to save the top 10 for next week?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll save the top 10 for next week. I do want to give a little promotion. It doesn't look like we're going to have enough time to get to a Patreon video this week. But next week, we're going to be starting our sort of 1 year, what would you call it? Anniversary from BAND-MAID releasing their acoustic album. So over on our Patreon, we're going to start doing for 4 weeks in a row. We're going to relook at some of those acoustic tracks that BAND-MAID put out last December and do some breakdowns. What's up?
Cool.
Wait.
2-year anniversary.
Oh,
of
2 year
that.
anniversary.
2-year
Sorry.
anniversary.
2 year anniversary. Yeah. So we're gonna pick 4 songs. We're gonna do like some sort of like we've come a long way. Let's see how these were breakdowns on our Patreon for the
Are
next
they
4
still
weeks.
as good as we remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they really hold up? And the thing that really
Yes.
spurred this on is because we had that conversation last week about Forward, and everyone was like, they played Forward at the acoustic show. And I was like, I gotta listen to this again. I'm gonna make these guys
Yes.
fucking listen to it with me. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to get our more like in-depth breakdowns on those songs, you could always join our Patreon for the next 4 weeks. We'll be doing this patreon.com/guys and guys.
Sweet.
All right, man.
All right.
Anything else, guys? You could also go to our TikTok. You could go to our X, Twitter, or Instagram with Guys and Guys. Just type that in. It'll show up everywhere. That's all I got.
I know you're TikToking.
I'm ticking.
Come see us over
talking.
there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Thanks.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of
Yep.
stuff to look forward to this summer.
Yep.
Thanks
A
for
Nemo
hanging
Feel
out with us,
album
guys.
dropping next month. Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. Talk to
Have
you
a
next
good
time.
weekend. Have a good week.
Peace.